And we are live. Hello, everyone.
Ooh.
I'm scared.
Hello.
Oh.
I'm disappointed about my
Faris.
coffee.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't put enough, make coffee taste... Because I'm one of those, fake coffee fans who puts a bunch of shit in it to make it tolerable.
You're still
Disgust
valid.
me.
Yeah, I know I am. But I'm just I need more. But now we're live. And now, hello, here are my coffee woes. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 6, Dawn of a New Age.
Welcome to
Quest
Nat's
to the
Coffee
Soaring
Hour.
City.
That's coffee hour.
Where Nat talks about their coffee for an hour.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Sam-
I'm into it.
And in on my turf net, I see how it is.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, ooh, that goes. We just need to stir it
I'll
better.
fight you.
All right. So Nat, the Soaring Coffee. Thank you, James.
That's good.
So, not to belabor any kind of time or period, but Sam, Ro got left in a bit of a situation.
What? That doesn't sound
Could
like
you-
Ro.
Doesn't it though? Could you elucidate that for me?
So last week, Ro went off to save Alika and instead, messed with Aaron the Radiant for most of the episode. Kind of got their butt kicked a little bit and ended up getting magicked away by their good old, lich uncle, the Baron, like you do.
Like you do.
Yeah, so that's what Ro is up to right now. It's fine.
Believe it or not, we will be learning a little more about that today.
What?
What?
I thought we were gonna sit in suspense
Yeah.
for another 2 sessions.
Yeah, I thought I was just
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be playing
actually-
Tiny all session.
Oh, I was thinking about it. I actually considered if I could delay the reveal of more information there, what kind of fun could I have? And I ultimately decided I should probably let Sam play the game.
I mean, I guess.
I guess. So aside of the Ro situation, we had a big fight. Aaron got defeated. Big fist-flinging doctor into alley-ooping it into Faris. Big fight, big times. Where did that leave us, Shamsara side?
Well, Zayke managed to get the evidence that Neural had buried, which detailed exactly how much Aaron fucked over Faris.
Oh, yeah.
And Faris currently has Aaron unconscious and tied up. And, kind of
Oh yeah, that's
has
the
some ideas
thing
about
that
what to do.
happened. That's the thing that happened, is it?
Yeah.
That is a thing that
Did anything else?
happened.
Did anything else happen, Nunu?
No.
No, it's not like this random person that had a grudge against Zayke showed up since, following them since Valarith up to Shamsara and tried to kill them as they were trying to just retrieve the freaking documents that Faris needed. But it's all fine. It's all fine because Zayke dispatched of most of them, and then fake or fine Roderick showed up and
Thank you.
and shot
Jake.
the man.
So more
Oh,
coffee
yeah,
update.
sorry,
I
it's
realized
not
I
fake,
forgot to
it's Jake.
stir the coffee. I stirred it and now it tastes better.
There you go.
This has been Nat's Coffee
Is this
Hour.
foreshadowing?
Big
Are you
plays,
gonna
big plays.
stir up all the problems in the Soaring City?
I was challenged
more?
today. Today will be a hellstorm. Buckle in.
Thanks,
Oh,
James.
gosh.
Not to name names or anything. Thanks, James.
Danger.
Not to name names, but this is all your fault, James.
Yeah.
Everything
To
that's
add
about
just a
to
little more-
happen.
Not to say anything, but and the meltdowns in chat,
Terrible.
Okay, so the party has defeated. Party has defeated the Radiant, Aaron, but the city at large thinks them villains for having struck down one of the leaders of the city in broad daylight atop the mesa the city is built
Also,
around.
because Aaron told everyone that Faris murdered the Vertex, but then admitted to her under compelled truth that he was the one who arranged the Vertex's murder. So,
That also
He had it
happened.
coming. He had it coming.
Owned my knife.
Then he ran into my last light. 10 times.
So we are going to hop right into this session with wherever Ro is,
Why?
Ro,
Alright.
I think, Sam, just start by telling me, how does Ro feel physically? You know, like, how hurt do they feel?
Oh my goodness. Well,
On a
Rose.
scale
How
of
many
1 to
HP
10.
on a scale of
On a
1
scale of 1 to 10.
10? How much HP do they have?
So Rose sitting pretty at a good old 0 HP right now. They are feeling very burnt from several last lights, and I think maybe a smite. And are just, generally not feeling great physically, and emotionally are feeling very scared and alone, and I think small right now. Because I kind of imagine they're in like a big room. I don't know if that's true, but
Oh, they're in a...
Lich Baron strikes me as a dude who hangs out in big chambers.
Yeah, it is a inverted hemisphere throne chamber where Ro lies at the bottom. Inside a circle gilded in red and gold, illuminated slightly with that light that magic gives off that makes no sense but makes everything look extra magic-y. Like, tell me how thinking powerful thoughts makes photons emit. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. You recognize 3 figures in this chamber, of which you see no current exits from. Standing in front of a throne, up forward, is this skeleton in a flowing blood-red robe with like those fan collars, but the ends are spiked with bone and gilded in gold. To the right of him, down a little level, is Liddell, who you now know to be your mother. Pale gray skin, orange hair, sword encrusted with runes. She regards you coldly. And off to the side is a smiling ghost face of Fizzwits beaming at you inside his robot body. He looks so happy to see you.
Well, at least he's okay. I think Ro is sort of like, for a moment, they're kind of actually in like feral mode again, just like in like this moment of panic. And it's kind of like if they were like on the grounds, they actually like skitter back and there's like lightning arching around their hands before they sort of like realize these are like what's going on, and like they will actively take like a deep breath and stand up, like dusting themselves off.
Skeleton fans the fingers out to the side and guards in a loud voice. It's been too long, niece.
I don't know about that.
He begins to float down towards you, just hovering through the air. Oh, it's been entirely, and it is so good to see you. You know, you look well, just swimmingly. Would you like something to drink? Maybe something to, a little parched throat, scorched, anything, glass of water, healing potion.
I don't want anything from you.
Sure. I understand the independent type, but unfortunately we are inexorably linked now. So you might as well enjoy the ride while you're here. And he lands, feet touching down on the ground, just, maybe 10 feet off from Ro. You have to be a little more careful with yourself. I can't always be there to save you when you accost an entire military regime.
I didn't need you to save me.
Yes, you did. You would have been dust if I hadn't jumped in.
It would have been
Can't have that now,
fine.
can we? Oh, the foolishness of the young. They don't yet understand what failure is, what it looks like, what it feels like. It's okay, you'll get there.
I guess that's true. I never, lost a whole city or whatever.
Ro, it is, right? That's what you go by now? Ro Starfall?
That's my name.
I thought the family name was you were too good for it, don't you? Oh, that's beside the point. You won't get far needling at me. I will be here when everything that we stand beside has turned to dust. All your friends will decayed to feed the grass. And I will be here. And so will you. So why don't we just get used to each other?
What do you mean?
He kind of lean. He starts like bends at the knees to get down a little more at Rose's level, which is very awkward because you can see these really sharp points of his knees poking the sides of the roads and ballooning them out. But like they're tiny because they're just bones. He goes, I'm saying, let's just be kind and polite. Would you like a healing potion?
I don't need anything from you. And Rose
Oh,
gonna,
I tried.
Rose not gonna break eye contact, but they're just gonna rummage in their pouch to their right and pull out some salve they have from the doctor, and I'm gonna cast Mend.
All right. So you heal yourself to full 10 hit points.
I think it's only like 1 or something like that.
Oh, Mend is. Oh, I was thinking.
Mend is a low ability.
Yeah, I was thinking heal. Right. Yeah.
5 hit points.
Robert's saying 5, and I trust him.
Is it 5? Okay, I couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm. Robert is the doctor in the house.
You know, it takes the edge off.
Yeah. Draws back up. Well, he literally pops his skeleton knuckles. What are we going to do with you? What are we going to do with you? He's going to just pace around Row slowly.
I'm not scared of you.
Did anyone say that you were? He points. Did you say that they should be scared of me? You probably did, didn't you? Anybody? No, of course. You're fine. You're fine. No one's going to hurt you here as long as you behave. Just have to figure out what to do with you. Oh. We stand here at the beginning of something new. It's this little side trek for Valarith of gallivanting around, being a trade city. It's really just, it's a bit of a bore, isn't it? It's time to get back on track. Sure you do. I'm sure you do. But that's not really your call. And he raises his hand, starts to twist, and some of the stone rings inside the chamber start to grind, and you feel the entirety of Valarith around you start to shudder. And you can kind of feel the city out, as your awareness extends out to it, because you are connected to Valarith. And you can feel it begin to take off.
What are you doing? Stop it!
We have so much to do, so many places to be.
I've got things to do here. And Ro's gonna sort of like spread their feet out and like plant them on the ground, and I want to try to hold the city.
Sure, kind of like just contest the Baron to control his own city. Why don't you roll the die?
I sure am, because I get to move it too.
That does cost 2 AP.
I will spend them.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a 10.
It's a mixed success. So you can either slow it down so that it's still moving but slowly, or you can do it at cost your personal health, also known as 3 hit points. The fact that you're thinking about it fills me with so much joy.
I know. I'm trying to think if in the moment Ro would remember that they do still have different ways to get back to the city, but Ro is very much like, my pack is still down there and doesn't want to risk leaving without them. Shit. No, I think I don't know. Ro's going to. I'll slow it down for now.
All right.
Yeah.
So you feel the city
I got
shift
more
under
time
your
for bad
weight
choices.
slightly, and as it shifts, he just looks at Ro like, "Excuse me? This cockroach is getting in my way." I told you to behave, and he snaps his fingers and deals 6 damage to Ro.
Ow!
As a slice
Back to
of
0.
darkness that scars across Ro's chest, ripping their clothes open.
Ro just keeps their feet planted and is just like, this isn't your city anymore, Baron Butthead.
Well, at least I'm still royalty. And we're gonna pop over to the other half of the party.
This is fine.
Well, you say half,
This
but
Most of the party.
No, it
So the
makes sense.
rest of the party was standing on the doctor's force field over the skies of Shamsara, under the level of the top of the mesa, I believe headed to the Palace of the Sun.
Yep.
And as you do that, you
so.
see Valarith start to shudder. And then the next thing you see, the bridge that has been put down by Shamsara just drops as the city starts to roll up and away. And you also see, like, its parts start to glow reds, and there are parts on the rim that start to rotate that you haven't seen rotate before. Moss and vines cracking and snapping, ropes breaking.
Well,
what's that?
What the hell is going on over there?
bad things, one can assume.
Faris is gonna attempt to cast Find on Ro the moment she sees the city moving.
So when you cast Find, you cast it on an object you've held. So what does Ro have that you can find?
Well, Faris has given them both one of her old Solari daggers and their friend flute. So either one of those.
Which one?
The dagger.
All right. So, Sam, just confirm, Ro would still have the dagger on them, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So you reach out your hand, and you can just... There is a glimmer of the sun, and you literally look over to Valarith and can see a glowing light in the belly of Valarith, peering through the stones.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
That's
can
right.
spend some more AP to bamf the dagger to you if you want to, but I don't think you do.
Don't need to do that. Faris's face just becomes even more surly, if that's possible, right now. It's Ro. They're in the underground part of the city. So it wasn't Arvis that took them.
That's bad.
Well, shit.
I can't believe I'm gonna ask this. Can you feel if they're alive?
Presumably, yes. Nat?
Well, you
Dagger's
you
not
detected the
alive.
dagger, not Ro, so
Okay.
the ability would not tell you if Ro's alive. Someone else might have another ability that could tell them if Ro is alive.
Okay. No, I don't know if they are. But presumably if the Baron has them, they have to be alive. At least.
That's true. Because if they are not alive, then the Baron is not. alive. So they're probably all right.
When we went to the cemetery, Fizzwitz, the robot, they said there was a new guy in charge. I don't know what that means, but I'm not sure I want to find out.
I have
Wait,
a feeling we're
new
going
guy
to.
in charge?
Yes, Doctor. He said that Liddell was no longer calling the shots, and
It's
that
the
there
Baron.
was a new...
Yeah, who is...
Who else would
Yeah.
she give power to?
I was with Ro in Tiny's house. They had summoned Rolst, he told us. Ro's been linked to the Baron's life force.
I needed to die for the Baron to come back. I guess I don't know shit about magic.
Isn't he supposed to be like really, 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 really bad? Says Everett.
Yes, and I'd promised Ro that
Yep.
we would hunt him down and figure this out after we got back from Shamsara, but obviously
So,
the Baron had other plans.
Okay,
let's hunt him down.
Not
She
that-
just
not that easy.
gestures to Aaron.
I appreciate your gusto, but we're gonna need to just like
We need...
Sorry.
you're like here. I need you to be like here right now, and then when we go after the Baron, you
Just-
can be like here.
Ro's in trouble, so I'm just. Sorry.
Zay kind of points at the palace in the distance and says, we have exactly this distance to decide what we're going to do.
I know what I'm going to do.
I can always
What
send
are you
the
going to
rest
do,
of you
Faris?
back, and Faris and I go in. Get Alika out.
I
No,
don't
we don't
think-
need to do that. I am going to go in there and I'm just going to lay out the facts for them. I'm going to end this. I'm sick of other people having more control of my life than I do, and I'm sick of people I care about suffering because of it. I'm ending this, dealing with it, and then we're going to go and get Ro back.
Faris, I
It's just an
understand
option.
your
case.
frustration. We've told you before, it's your decision,
Mm-hmm.
but the facts coming from you will not be enough. That said, you make the shot. You call the shots here. If you want to go and do it yourself, you do it. If not, we need to find the Inksmith.
We need to
Well,
get the flower.
I'm going to
too.
demand to speak to the council, so the Inksmith will be part of the council. But I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not going to let someone else do this for me.
Okay. That's fine. Look, Faris, I don't think that's optimal plan, but at this point, you deserve to do whatever you want. Which leaves us with... Should we go back and deal with Ro while we do that?
Who, we
Same.
being who? What is the division of power? You're
The doctor needs to come, I think, because of the... Oh no,
I have
Wait.
to go with Faris.
you can teleport us regardless. I remember because you stayed behind last time.
I think if we're going after the Baron, it should be all of us.
right. We also need to get
What
the
if
flower
Ro's
while
in
we're
danger?
still here. So I don't.
Wait, are we really planning to do things and just postpone saving Ro from the catacombs? I'm even saying catacombs now.
I mean, if we. I mean, we could go back to Valarith, try to find them. If
The Baron won't kill Ro. He can't.
well, he won't kill us either.
Are we certain? Well, it doesn't. I think that they
I
want.
don't feel good about it, but factually I know that he will not kill them. Because his life force is linked to theirs.
Yeah, but what if the reason that he kills them is because he wanted them to come back and now he has them?
What if there's a way to harness their power and then the Baron can dispatch of them? We don't know. We don't have enough information to make this decision. on a whim.
This might be a little far-fetched. We do have a friend that we could ask to go get Ro for us.
That's true.
A certain dragony friend who owes us a favor.
You think the dragon can go inside the catacomb?
What can't a dragon do?
I also don't want the dragon to destroy the city, right?
They're not gonna destroy the city, they're just gonna go get Ro. I mean, how fucking cool would that be, though? The Baron would be like, oh, they have a dragon friend. Better rethink messing with them. It's just a thought. Like, we've been doing a lot of stuff split up, and it's been...
And it's not ended well for us.
And it hasn't gone well.
Friends?
Yes?
What's that? As Everett is pointing towards the palace, and one of the side barracks doors has busted open, and a wall of icy blue has cascaded forward, with swords and spears and other weapons, including a pair of scissors, being held aloft by this wall of ice ants.
I love them.
This is wishy-washy in their school form.
I too have played Pokemon Snap.
I believe that is Ro's flock.
Oh.
That's really vague.
Ro befriended some ice ants. Keep up.
Yeah, I mean, there's no more detailed than that we can provide other than Ro made friends with ants. That shouldn't seem weird. It's Ro.
Okay. They don't look happy. Like, those swords and stuff, they're waving around real angry, like.
Ro may or may not be their god, so...
Yeah,
Well,
That's
it's
why
cool.
I used the word flock.
I don't think those swords will be pointed at us, so I think
yeah, we're
safe in
probably
that regard.
fine.
Okay, we have to decide, are we all going into the palace, or some of us calling the dragon and going with the dragon to get Ro?
I mean, we could just
don't-
be like,
it's the
Dragon, could you
Baron.
please go get Ro and bring them back here so that we're all together, and then we will go back. I just
hate
feel
to
like shit
Lena.
keeps going really badly when we split up.
Exactly.
But we're
And if we
already
don't want
split
to
up.
wait to help Ro, we need... And I'm going to turn to Roderick and be like, unless you want to go get them, which I'm assuming you don't.
I think that stands a little outside my skill set.
Fair.
Okay, and we don't know much about this dragon, honestly. It's a big dragon, but then
They're in
on
love
the
with the
other side,
turtle. What else do you need to know? And they owe us a favor.
What color was
there's
it?
What color?
Don't remember.
Gray,
It was gray.
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 And it was in love with the turtle. Well,
That's
they still
Tavish.
are. Yeah, in theory, still in love with the turtle. Wait, you know them?
Wait, you know,
Wait, you know.
We keep a thorough dossier on dangerous creatures within flight distance of the Empire.
okay, if you had to say what's more dangerous, Tavish or the Baron, what would you say?
The Baron, easily.
See, that's why we can't just
Ta-
rely on the freaking
Tavish-
dragon.
Tavish is a red level threat. The Baron is well, that scale doesn't go that high, so it's 3 reds plus an orange.
Okay,
Infrared?
I'm going. You call the dragon, call everything you have, but I'm going in as well. If you don't need me to get this information to the Inksmith and you want to do it yourself, then there's no point of me being here. Just tag along. I'll just be nervous.
Zayke, you're being a bitch. We need to work together. And
Then
freaking out's
come
not going to
with
help
me.
anybody.
It
For
would definitely
once-
help my case to have other people there with me.
Brother,
And then we can all go, we can instantaneously get back to Valarith,
Yeah.
to Ro.
brother. Intel's established that the Baron needs the child. That most likely puts in
They're
a
a
holding
teenager.
pattern. If we add fuel to the fire, the situation gets more volatile.
If you go
We
there
need to
on
move
your
quickly
own,
and quietly.
if you go there on your own, it's not going to end well. If we all arrive together, we stand more of a chance.
you want to trust
But I
Roderick's
can't
intel,
leave here without.
because. But worse, can't you? If you get into trouble, you can't heal yourself. Instead, I just get to sit here and freak out knowing that you're in danger. So
okay,
it
look,
does matter.
we don't have time to decide. So if you're not sending me back, then let's do this fast, because I need the
Force
doctor to send
field.
me back.
Has arrived at the edge of the mesa.
Faris
Yeah.
just drags Erin up, slaps herself in the chest, heals herself for 6, and starts dragging him towards the palace without saying anything.
Watch your step when you step off.
Mind the gap.
Mind the gap. Okay.
Everett runs and leaps and lands on Ferris's shoulder like a spider monkey holding a gun, and just kind of rides.
Well, now we have a turret.
Hi.
Hi. Don't just fire that off without warning, okay? I'm trying to do something here.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you look really scary. I think an angry teenager with a gun probably ups the intimidation factor.
Sure, just I don't want you to get hurt.
Maybe okay.
Doctor, if
Faris
we're gonna
will just-
talk to important people and convince them, change me back. Put my face back.
Oh, yeah. Everyone need
Please.
to use a little your own energy for this, but
Sure.
that'll cost you 4 AP.
Okay. No problem.
I'll take the other 3. It's like rubber just suddenly blurring back to normal.
I don't like this.
I'm just getting flashbacks of the Mario Party game where you have to like stretch on N64. Where you have to like stretch the faces and make them match the picture,
God, that one's horrible.
and it's horrifying.
Yeah. Lena, you are left leaving the force field with Roderick last. He lightly bumps into you and goes, we have other allies.
I'm aware. And you're using ally very loosely.
Yes, I am. Should I bring him into contact?
Let's see how this goes first.
All right. I will say, and you start to step off, and he goes, I will say, you're used to being his number one priority, I think, this little group here. But he does have a response time on unimportant matters.
Noted. I'm trying a new thing where I don't run off and find solutions on my own without consulting the rest of everybody first. It's gotten me in trouble before, as you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not counting anything out to pen. Whatever it takes.
All right.
But try other options first.
All right. Well, keep it in mind. It does come up you should talk to him. I think you were always his favorite.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
He's already started to walk off to avoid direct response to that statement. All right,
Kinda
so
Zayke's gonna walk up to Faris and... Alright, what's the plan? What do you want me to do?
I mostly just need you all to back me up.
Sure.
imagine there's a moment where Faris kicks the door in.
First, she turns around to make sure that Janan and Neural, if they're still with us, are following as well.
They have grouped.
Okay, good.
Aaron is
Yeah, just
I got 4.5 NPCs here. Forgive me, some of them are very quiet.
That's totally fine. Just want to make sure they're there. Faris will very briefly attempt another scry as she's kicking the door in.
Right, what are you trying to learn, or is this just the I want to roll better version of scry?
No, she's trying to learn what her most how the council might react to certain things that she's going to say, basically. Who will be present in this council meeting? Who will be present in this council meeting? How they will react to her demanding that they bring justice to Erin.
All right. So likely effect of your current course of action probably involves you in that first greeting room, actually, which is just beyond the front doors, off to the side, talking with the Sunkeeper, Jalia, the Inksmith, Basir, and there's your crew, and also the Dawn.
What's up?
Excuse.
Based on very basic, like, posture reading, you know, like what the groups are, she seems to be on your side.
Faris kind of smirks to herself and then kicks the door in.
Standing in this room this is a open, pillared, beautifully tiled entranceway. The thing is, they weren't expecting you to just kick the damn door in, so standing in this room are 3 Solari who look, at first, gearing up for fight, and then as just the entire crew starts to roll in, including the NPCs, they look a little less certain of themselves. And they're just kind of standing there with spears at the ready.
I'm not here to fight you. I want to speak to the council now.
Well, as soon as you said, I'm not here to fight you, the one on the left just goes...
I have proof that Erin orchestrated my removal from Shamsara and that everything he has been saying about me is a lie, and I demand to speak to the council immediately.
That might be doable. Do you promise to not... Why am I the one talking? I'm so bad at this. Do you promise to be nice and not hurt anyone?
As long as you don't try to hurt me or my friends. Yes. She's literally holding the Radiant, like, in one arm. And has Everett on the other shoulder and her spear in her hand.
Okay. And he looks at the other two and goes, I'm gonna go find them and try to get them to talk. Because I don't want to be in this room anymore. Okay? And he just slides on out.
Appreciate his honesty.
See, Zayke, it's working.
Let's see.
We were standing in this room, and the 2 Solari are still standing at attention. Everett tries to be all menacing with the gun for 20 seconds, and he's holding your arm out like that with the gun's kind of tiring, so just starts resting it closer.
But you got to get it built in. You don't have that problem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A minute passes. Another minute passes. There starts to be a bit of a commotion outside.
Is it the ants?
You see, there's a bit of a crowd gathering.
In a torches and pitchforks kind of way, or
there may be another number of light sources and sharp objects involved. Yes. They haven't stormed the palace, but they've started to gather.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe 20 of them.
Is there any chanting/shouting that might give out their intent?
Yes, actually. If you listen closely, there's a lot of overlapping chatter, but you get the sentiment of somebody saw the exile go in there into the palace. They wouldn't dare. That's suicide. We have to go after them. We have to do our civic duty. One of the guys is like he just learned the vocab word civic duty today, and he's using it a lot.
Every other sentence.
Yeah.
Go out there and beat up a crowd. May I use an ability, please?
What are you thinking?
I would like to use my ability Size Up.
What'd that do?
In which I evaluate the capabilities of a nearby creature or group of creatures. The guide will give you useful insight into their capabilities, strengths, vulnerabilities, and resistances. At minimum, you receive an accurate assessment from the guide about whether or not they pose a fair fight.
They do not pose a fair fight.
Both Lena and Zayke just immediately snap their necks and use Size Up simultaneously.
Yeah.
It's like you
Nice,
just see
nice.
like the Sherlock Holmes. They just like be like, okay, here we go. This is this and this.
All right. So, they would not pose a fair fight. You would trounce them. However, in addition to that, their strengths probably come with the fact that if they rally and strike, they would probably garner more support from the surrounding area as the fight went on. The weakness is probably morale and lack of training.
Okay. I kind of want to fall back to like Lena was already kind of like near the back of the pack, but I want to like fall all the way back so that I'm closest to the door.
Yep.
That leads directly outside, just in case.
They're definitely walking towards the palace right now.
They are gathered at the bottom of the steps.
Oh, okay. So
I'm also gonna reload my gun.
Zayke kind of puts their hand on Faris' shoulder. Faris, you want me in or out here preventing those people to getting to you?
And that was when the rumbling started.
Shit.
I don't like how that sounds.
Rumbling from where, Nat?
Sorry, something I ate for
it
lunch
feels-
just isn't sitting.
It feels like the palace is rumbling suddenly.
Yeah,
And as you're looking
Yes.
outside, you can see this torrent of ants just rolling like a wave at this crowd of people. And people just start shouting like, oh shit, ants! Ants! Ants
That's where
with
you get ants.
swords!
Faris just kind of shrugs at Zayke.
Never mind.
The ants work together to wield like a sword. Like 6 ants will help wield a sword together, and 2 ants will wield scissors, and some of them will animate a shield or a helmet.
Now I'm
And
getting-
the
This is like in Sleeping Beauty when all the animals like wear Prince Philip's clothes to make
Yes.
one person. I just imagine like a
so-
ant
Armor,
person,
but it's just ants.
but it's just ants. Oh, it's like Spider's Man,
the ant
but
Spider-Man, yes.
it's like Spider's Man,
It's just like Spider-Man.
but ants.
the ants strike out at the band of the rallying, and they just rout immediately. It's like they see a wall of mandibles and ice and weaponry and armor, and they just like, oh fuck, oh shit. They
I'd
out.
like to note the doctor starts walking outside and turns back around and goes, never mind. I was going to go
but
put
the
them
thing
all
is,
to
after-
sleep, but not necessary.
After the ants group together outside, they start to surge up the steps towards the group.
How are we going to communicate with the ants now? This is a problem.
I don't know.
One of the 2 Solari goes, what's that sound?
It's ants.
Lots of them.
I'll be honest with you. We can't control the ants, so if I were you, I would probably hide. It's not a threat, really. I can't control them.
Okay, so as the wall of ants like rise up to the doorway, both of the Solari just look at them and go, They exchange a couple glances and they just bolt. The ants roll forward, moving through the group, but they seemed a group of them levels the blade of the sword right at Aaron and charges at the unconscious Radiant.
No,
they can
Faris is
understand us.
dragging.
No, please.
Bad ants.
Faris will
bad
drag him
ants.
out of the way of the attack.
Ants.
The
Rose
ants
Starfall
stop.
is not here, but
In the name of
I know you can understand us. Please don't harm anyone else in the palace unless they attack us. That will do just more harm than good, trust me.
They said.
I can't believe I'm speaking to ants.
You are talking to ants.
I don't know what my
One-
life is, Lena.
You are talking to
One
ants.
ant flies up, one of the flying ones, and then is looking around, and about 7 more ants joins them, so they can, and then they start to form letters, and they form an H, then an E, and then they make a little skull, like pixel art skull, and then they spell out row, but with like a golden halo around it, you know, a nice pixel art halo around it.
No,
So he
no,
skull row.
No,
Rose alive.
Rose alive. Okay.
When you say row is alive, the ants all they respond. They start to you know, the whole mass of them start to writhe in jubilation.
Like the Mexican wave, but in ants.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not safe, okay? But they're not dead, and that's what matters.
You say they're not safe. All the weapons start to like look around. Like,
They're not here anymore.
Not here.
We're going to go and get them after we've dealt with him. You can come with us.
all
if
the
you
ants. The ants form up behind Faris. They a bunch of them mashed together, animating a full suit of Solari armor that's been discarded into a full Solari with 2 swords, just made of ants. They found a helmet. So I don't even usually wear helmets, but they found a helmet. It doesn't match the rest of it. It's like made of iron.
Gotta
It's
go.
a lantry.
What is happening?
Too late, Robert.
No.
Solarians.
Both of you.
Solarans.
leave. Alexa, how do I kick somebody out of a Zoom call when I'm not the owner?
Alexa, how do I stop Megan?
You can't. I'm unstoppable.
She doesn't know.
You also notice that but right about where the infantry's neck would be, sits a pair of scissors wielded by 2 ants.
Stop lefty and right.
Holy weapon.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to.
Look, I love
These
this.
guys
The
are not coming
juxtaposition-
home with us.
The juxtaposition of the seriousness of the situation with
Yes,
Solari
man.
made of ants with a
Solarans.
pair of scissors coming out of its neck.
These are too many mouths to feed. They are not coming home with us.
Ro will invite them if given the chance.
I honestly think we could feed them all with 1 person's worth of meal.
Well, then we have to get rid of one person.
So
Yeah.
in the
The ants
back
will
of the
take their
group,
place.
Who's that going to
in the back of the group, Neural, who's just looking at all this, relatively unflapped.
Good for you.
Y'all are good at making friends.
Yes.
Well, Ro is.
Yeah, it's mostly raw.
Yeah.
So now we have to have someone guessed as Ants Man.
Ants man.
No, that's Sam's new PC.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
While all this craziness is going on, Faris periodically glances to Eren, who she's got kind of like, he's like slumped kneeling on the floor unconscious, and she's holding the rope to like hold him up. And then she kind of glances outside, glances back to Eren, and casts a spell. Casts Aura's Silvery Broadcast. So she can speak
Oh.
to the city.
When did you learn?
Everyone nearby, not even nearby. Everyone within the city and Valarith will hear this message.
Mm-hmm. So Faris says, to the Dawn, if you're here. I have proof of Erin's corruption. Meet me at the palace.
Delightful. Back on Valarith, Ro, you hear these words projected into your head. So does the Baron. Everyone else down there. He pauses. The city shudders silent for a second. That's not a name I've heard in a long time. The Dawn, so regal, so glittering, so selfish.
Why do you think she's selfish?
Do you know why you have a recurring life cycle, Starfall?
I mean, people have said it. I'm an Everlight.
But do you know how you became an Everlight?
No.
Long ago, magic didn't work the same. It all spilled and made a mess everywhere, and frankly was just a little too much. A group of people took magic and bound it by rules. Rules that we now all abide by. And within those rules, those very same people decided that no one should dare reach for everlasting life. While with the other hand, they granted it all to themselves. The Dawn, the Historian, the Gardener, the Radiant, the Sunkeeper, the Spear, the Shield. These individuals, and plenty more, embody the very hypocrisy while denying a gift to everyone else, granting it to themselves, painting those who wanted it as villains. You, as an Everlight, you wouldn't be one that gained that everlasting life. No, because that was to be maintained and hoarded for the elite echelon at the top. No, you were the second tier, where they wanted to gift with rebirth, recurring life. That went much better. If they hadn't bound the rules in such an archaic, obtuse, onerous way, then everyone could reach for immortality. We could all have a glittering society where no one has to die to make things happen. They caused this. They, in their little selfishness, made this happen. He gestures to his face.
I think Rose there are a few points where Rose kind of struggling to follow because he used some very large words.
Yeah, does Ro know what onerous means?
Yeah, no, I think they're able to, get the general gist of what he's trying to tell them. And they're definitely, I think, actually surprisingly quiet for a little bit, but eventually they'll say, but why do you even want to live forever? Doesn't it get, boring or lonely?
I understand that you're... He scrunches his face for a second. 13? He says with a question mark in his voice.
Yes.
So you probably haven't contemplated your position on this rock as time moves forward very deeply yet.
I don't know.
But we march forward endlessly towards oblivion. Have you ever thought about what it means to not exist, to be nothing? No thoughts, no feelings, just not even blackness, just nothing. That's what they've consigned every single person to.
But that's... the world needs things to die. That's how animals eat and stuff. It's
and you
important.
think that's fair? You think just some schmuck chucked that together and on their first draft and it just was the perfect system? Really?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think so. So, Rob. Starfall. Can you tell me what's going on down there? Because I'm afraid I've taken a bit of a nap, and I'm not really up on the current situation.
Well, I don't really know what's going on right now because you took me away from the rest of my pack. So I don't know what they're doing right now. Ro will just wait out until he speaks next. They're very much just like aware of like, I just need to wait as long as I can, I think. At least this moment, that's their plan. I thought you knew everything.
No. That's the true horrific thing. Living forever that I can live with knowing everything? That sounds horrible. Did you know anything about what was going on before I saved your life?
Oh, well, that's not what you asked me. So before I was talking to the Radiant, kind of, or talking at him. I don't think he really listened to me. Did you say the Radiant is an immortal person, though? Because I hope not, because Faris needs to hit him in his face, because he sucks. Actually, maybe you would be friends.
Before I took a break from living, I knew a Radiant. Now that was a position. He just was kind of filling the job, all things considered.
Oh.
Because Shamsara has this whole bullshit, which let's make immortal people rule the government, and it's just gonna go to shit over a few centuries kind of concept. But, you know, that went well.
So is this the same Radiant you knew? I don't know.
Maybe. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'll find out other ways. And he looks, he on his skeletal hands on his skeletal face, and turns to Liddell, snaps his fingers, and she nods and disappears.
Where'd she go?
Out.
Where? Why?
You know, we'll be fine. Don't worry. I'm sure everything will be just fine. Now, Starfall. Do you mind if I call you Starfall? I don't prefer to learn my subordinates' first names.
Well, it's still my name, so okay.
All right. New. All right, so. Could you use a little rest? You seem kind of tired.
I'm okay. Rose says still at like 0 hit points again because he took all of the ones they healed up away.
Yeah. Why don't you take a little bit of a rest? He starts to wave a hand.
No, that's okay.
Glitter of magic rolls off it. He's gonna cast a spell.
I don't think I have anything I can do.
Ro is going to start to feel very, very tired as consciousness begins to slip away. Night night.
You suck! Just like before I fall asleep.
You suck.
Yeah. You suck.
He seems nice.
Does he? Does he? I'm gonna pop back to in person. So a few minutes have passed since that's all I left to get the council, and no one's come back. However, everyone heard your announcement. And that has made a bit of a commotion begin. And this time, out from within the palace, the door opens and out walks the inksmith, Basir, with their very exceptionally tattooed arms and pauldrons and helmet and mask.
Basir?
Hi. So, points to the Radiant.
Yes.
Let's wait until she gets here.
So you're willing to listen?
Of course.
Good. I'll overlook that you tattooed my 9-year-old brother for this.
He did ask me to.
Just glowers at him.
A moment later, that same door opens and in walks the Sunkeeper. A little older, glasses. Beautiful, pale, faded ombre. So you say you've got proof.
Yup.
Out with it?
Oh, sorry, I was expecting to see the whole council.
Well, we have the 3 members of the Council of the Sun right here.
Oh no, we're still waiting on the last member of the Council of the Sun.
To point from behind the group, there was a very slight tapping up the steps. You know, like tap, 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 tap of footsteps. And out of the back, very tenderly making your way up the steps is the Dawn. Mm-hmm. That's her. Old, gnarled fingers and weathered skin all hanging and big smile. Just and gives like a little "I'm coming, sorry for the wait" kind of wave. She makes her way up. She looks at Lena, who's towards the back, and goes, "You look good. Nice to see this is working out."
Thanks. You look good too.
And she walks, I'm here. Sorry for the wait. So many steps in the city.
Faris just genuinely smiles at her.
She's so good.
Love her.
So, I think you have a bit of something to tell us all, don't you?
Yes.
After we, and she like stomps her foot and a little bit of light snakes across the ground to Aaron, and he gasps, awake.
She'll just...
Now you're all gonna listen.
Thank you. Faris will first take out one of the copies of the documents that Roderick made for her and just hold them up and say, these documents, which were thankfully saved by my good friend Nurul over there, detail how your wonderful Radiant here tried to get me to work for Baron Culvrax in Valarith and assassinate Alika Saidu, and how when I refused, he framed me for murder and treason, tore me from my family, beat me, sent me to prison in Valarith in aid of the Shadow Master, who he has been working with for his own personal gain rather than upholding the principles of the Solari.
Sunkeeper, can I see those? That's an awful lot of allegations.
Hands them over. I have copies, so don't bother trying to destroy them or anything.
Of course you do.
So you can see from this that me, my family, people like Janan and Nurul have suffered immensely because of his greed. And not only that, but he admitted to me under a compelled truth spell that he arranged the murder of the Vertex to frame me for it, to try and drag my name through the mud yet again and keep his stranglehold on his power in Shamsara.
She just pauses on that and slides her eyes down to the radiant. Oh, honey.
And if you want, you can cast Compel Truth on him or me to verify that.
She pockets the page of papers and goes, all right. Well, it's clear that he's been in breach of his duties. She looks at Basir and looks at the Dawn and goes, I think it's a fairly unanimous agreement that he should be removed and replaced. Thank you.
At the very least.
Thank you for your contribution. Now, you have assaulted a high-ranking member of this city in public, so I suggest you leave.
Not yet. You're going to free your prisoners from Valarith, exonerate me of the crimes I did not commit, and punish this piece of shit for everything he's done. And frankly, I think this council could use something of a shake-up.
The Dawn waves a finger in agreement.
So I'm not leaving here until these things happen.
Miss Munir.
Vanguard
Munir. Why don't you and I have a quick conversation to the side? Because I have information on something that I think you might value that is of a private nature.
You can say it here.
It would actually be against our archival code to say it here. And she just says that Basir is just like, God, the archival code.
See, this is the problem with this fucking city. It's so archaic. You're all caught up in your own bullshit. Fine.
She adjusts her glasses and walks out into the deeper corridors.
Faris will kind of chuck Aaron towards the rest of the group and the Dawn.
The ants put a sword to his neck.
Zayke will try to nudge towards Faris and look at the ants at the same time, see if they understand.
Good, very good.
I was like,
why don't you roll the die to see if you can communicate that slyly with the ant collective?
I would like to just slyly pop a tracker on Faris.
Nice.
Just in case, so I know where she goes.
Reasonable.
It's only a 9 net.
All right, so that's a mixed success. So I think one zealous flying ant starts zips and slyly follows, flies to the bottom of the top of the door frame and crawls under when they open it.
Let's see.
Oh, by the way, Faris is recasting her shield as she walks. Visibly doing it.
Yeah, I don't trust you. Message loud and clear.
Yeah.
You get you get into the hallway. Just into the hallway. Nothing fancy. No, not going so far. She adjusts her glasses to catch the light and goes, so I believe there's a couple individuals from Valarith that have gotten lost in the palace in the events.
It's a funny way of saying arrested.
No, they're not arrested. They're not on any official paperwork, in fact, actually. And I would really appreciate if they were able to find their way back home at the end of all this. And I just need you to understand that for that to happen, I stand here. This is my house. You don't come in here and mess with my boy and upset everything. You don't bring her back here. You don't know what you've stepped in. And I would appreciate it if you could back the fuck off.
After everything you've done to me, you do not get to say that to me.
You know, I thought you cared about her.
Oh, I do. You're going to free her. Now.
Free who? Sorry, I just had a moment where I forgot who exactly we're talking about.
I think you know. All of them are walking out of here with us. I could speak again to the whole city and tell them how Eren orchestrated the murder of the Vertex. Because frankly, I think they should know how corrupt he is, don't you?
Eren's done. We both know that. I couldn't hold on to him if I tried. But they can stop there.
There'll need to be a new Radiant, won't there?
Yeah, and me and Basir will spend a good deal of effort finding a good candidate.
You have a perfectly good candidate right in that room.
There's a flash of genuine confusion.
You know, I don't appreciate you trying to separate me from the others, so I think we should go back. The Dawn left Shamsara because the corruption of people like you and Eren turned the Solari away from their true principles to uphold the light that the world needed. You get what I'm saying? Someone like her would be able to guide the Solari back to what it needs to be. Shamsara back to what it needs to be.
And you look like you're within striking distance of making that happen. I bet you can feel it. Rising, a little quivering energy in your bones. But there will be costs. Real costs. Personal costs. To many of us, including you.
Don't you dare fucking threaten my girlfriend. It will not end well for you.
Don't know who you're talking about. I've just been around a long time, and I can tell when you kick up a hornet's nest, you get stung.
You really expect me to just walk away from the city and leave it exactly the same, but with a different corrupt person in charge? Because I'm not going to do that.
I think most people are fundamentally selfish. That's what I think.
No. I don't think that.
Then maybe you should be in charge of this mess. That wasn't an offer.
Frankly, you couldn't pay me to stay in this city anymore. But I want to leave it better than it left me.
There's a tender knock on the door.
Yes?
If I could butt into the conversation just a bit. You recognize the Dawn's voice.
By all means.
You see, I'll see you open the door. Faris, could you step in here and talk for a second?
Everyone wants a private conversation with Faris.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is back into the room with everyone else, and then when the Sunkeeper tries to follow, she just closes the door.
Nat, while that conversation was happening, right?
Sure,
it took
sure.
some while, right?
Yeah.
I think Zayke would try and strike up a little bit of a conversation with the Inksmith to try and understand what's really happening here. So just approach carefully and in a very low tone, make sure that no one hears, even the dawn, if possible.
Sure.
Basir, was it? I'll have to admit that the other night I went looking for the Sunkeeper. I shouldn't have, I apologize, but I did hear an inkling of a conversation between both of you. It seemed like you weren't too happy with the state of things. And I get that vibe from you even now.
Situation's delicate. His eyes glance between the radiant on the ground in the dawn. The council used to be 4. Ties had a whole system. Now 2 people can do whatever. So the radiant and Jalia were just, they can do whatever they want, functionally.
That doesn't sound ideal, so I bet you know what they're inside talking about, don't you?
I think she has a hostage or 2. The ones I'm meeting with Hakeem when it happened. I think they've been put away somewhere off the books.
And I guess you wouldn't know where that would be, do you?
I do know, but there's absolutely no way of getting there.
And why is that?
Because it's surrounded entirely by stone and only accessible via her own teleportation spells.
Oh, surrounded by stone. How thick is this stone?
Actually, I'm not entirely sure. I know it lies dead under Hakeem's grand chambers. I don't know how far down it goes.
Look, we don't need to tell anyone that this conversation happens. If these 2 hostages, perhaps, magically got released before that conversation finishes or shortly after, I guess we'd be in a stronger position to negotiate with the Sunkeeper, correct? Perhaps change things?
That would give us leverage.
Let's say that perhaps you tell us where these chambers are, and we try our best.
He points to the other door, because there's 2 main doors out of this room. He points to the other one. Oh, wait. You can go fast. Down. First right. All the way to the end. Left. Dead center. Middle of the tile work.
Thank you. Love your work, by the way. Excellent tattoos. Lena.
If you ever want one.
I need to change out of this armor. Can you help me?
I think there's a second where Lena's like, change out of your own armor. It's like, oh, yes. Yeah.
Changing room that way. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of
I've got your...
by the arm. Goes in that direction.
She's like...
The Radiant on the ground, ant sword to neck, goes, they seem really codependent.
He's not wrong here.
Yeah, he's not wrong, but still, get bent.
As soon as they're behind closed doors, Zayke will just yank on Lena's hand and start running. I'll explain later. I'll need you and your shadow cutter. We're getting Alika free. And just dash it and follow the directions.
Let's go save Faris' girlfriend! And others.
I think then the dawn... I think then the dawn pulls Faris into the room. Faris may or may not notice the blue Lued's gone.
She probably does. She's probably keeping very close eyes on who all is there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're doing something.
Just glance to the doctor, I guess. Just kind of a questioning.
The doctor all of a sudden is like, "Shit, where'd they go?"
No clue.
I was doing my
pops
Sudoku. I
over
was
because
doing a Sudoku.
Neural pops
and
over.
And they're gone.
Neural pops over and goes, I think they went to fuck.
I love Neural.
Worst friend you could have gotten.
I mean, nobody's gonna go after us if that's what they all think. So I guess it's kind of Brill.
Or will they?
Or will. Well,
But I hope not.
yeah.
Hope not.
And so the Dawn leans against the door, against Everest's right, dunks, goes, I think what our friend has forgotten is that I, returning, have a tie-breaking standing on the council, and with one of them incapacitated and corrupt, on official capacity, she kind of has to listen to you, as long as I'm here. And you can get that guy, she points to the inksmith, to agree.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
Very fortunate that you happened to be here. Faris says with a slight smirk.
The sun guides us on a path.
Mm-hmm.
She leans forward and lets the Sunkeeper trundle out. He goes a little...
It's also quite funny because those documents also show that, you know, she and Eren were in communication with each other about most of this, so we should probably get rid of her too, to be honest.
Excuse me, but that is strictly impossible, set down by the code from time immemorial. So that's
Fuck the code! It's clearly not working.
And also, where did those other two go? And Neural again from the back. To fuck! We went over this.
Yes, have them believe that.
These things happen. I guess. In high pressure situations.
Faris will choose to assume that they have gone to do something important.
Imagine if not. Faris
Oh my god, could you imagine?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like we come back and Faris is like, "Did you get a leak?" It's like, "No, we went to
fuck."
I thought you were getting a leak.
All right. Sunkeeper catches Faris's eye and says, all right. We can get rid of this unfortunate mistake. She says, gesturing to the Radiant. Yeah.
Piece of shit, traitor, murderer,
but I think you'll agree that
kidnapper.
And she looks at Faris, but I think you'll agree, given the circumstances, that that's really, that this corruption ends there, right?
No. I mean, the Dawn and the Inksmith can take a look at another copy of the documents if they want, and she'll hand another copy to the Dawn and point out the passages where it talks about Eren and Jalea being in cahoots with one another about all of this.
So one of them starts reading it, and the Inksmith starts to read it, and the Dawn's like, do you have another copy? And Roderick just pulls another one out, and Jolly goes, how many of those do you have? And he pulls out two more.
I have good friends. Very talented friends.
Called me good.
In this situation, yeah. He did once stab me, but you know, it's all in the past.
I did it to not hurt you too much. So I need you to go to sleep. And Jolly, at this point, is starting to get a little panicky with the situation. You can see her hands twitching about a little more, and goes. And we're gonna cut to Zayke and Lena, who have made their way to the Vertex's chambers.
That's not
Whoa,
Yeah, that's,
no,
we gotta go to
Whoa,
black
whoa,
if we're
whoa.
cutting.
We're fading to black.
Yeah.
In Hakim's chambers? Really? Have you no deference? He just died.
That's just.
I thought you were gonna say, "Have you no dignity?" I'm like, "Have you met Lena and Zayke?" The answer is no. However, there's a job to be done.
Just died. No, so this is like the formal greeting chamber, you know, with the big displays and like to wow the royal delegations, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And there's this grand towel pattern that swirls down into this just brilliant depiction of the sun on the ground in the center.
Okay, somewhere down here below this chamber, that's where they're keeping them. There's no door. I don't know how to open it, so I think we try cutting through it.
It's like already pulling the shadow cutter off of her. It's like spreading it out and putting it on the floor.
Just pray that's enough.
Yeah,
right.
Well.
You portal out and warp 1 meter of material down into somewhere else, a shadow plane. And you can see that it is excavated out solid bricked stone to all the way to the bottom. A circular cylinder removed.
But can we see the bottom? Is it still stone?
It's still stone.
Still stone. Mm-hmm. Then you hear something like a really muffled shout. You can't make out the words, and then you hear something hit the roof where that you just taken out the chunk. There's someone knocking on it. You can't hear what they're saying, but someone's in there.
Okay.
I want to do 2 things. One is a responsible thing. Second is potentially irresponsible. First thing is I want to jump into the hole. And I want to put my magic blueprint against the floor to see if I can figure out how much material is between me and the empty space below.
About 1.5 feet.
Okay.
Solid stone.
Then I am going to be like, "Can you hear me?"
You get back.
I just be like, "Go stand near the edge of the room." And I want to try to shoot a hole in the ground.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So as you're ready the gun at the ground, and you're still standing in the hole, right?
Yeah, I'm standing in the hole.
Okay, cool. You suddenly get struck through by just a absolutely debilitating bolt of self-doubt. Like, this is a horrible idea. And you're just gonna die.
Garrus, buddy, I'm gonna need you to stick with me on this one. Everything's gonna be fine. Just stand near the edge of the room.
The thick layer of debilitating self-doubt does not let up in fear.
Cool. I'm gonna look back up at Zayke and be like,
"Get out of the hole first. Shoot it from up here. What are you doing?"
It'll be... It's gonna lose it's gonna lose power if it travels a larger distance.
Wait, fine. Zayke goes into a pocket and takes like this little spool of yarn that, as he touches it, dilates and transforms into a rope, and just ties it around Lena's waist just in case, and holds on to the other end.
Okay. I'm gonna try to blow a hole in the floor.
All right. As you're about to pull the trigger, you get this like mental image of like the rope sliding up to your neck somehow and strangulating you. It doesn't happen, but that's that like worst case scenario runs through your head.
Yes. Get it together, dude.
And you shoot the ground, and it makes a deep thunk, and there's a little hole of light you can see. It's greenish light, and then you are looking through it, and you see a foot smack against the hole and it fall to the ground. As you can peer through it, you can see Alika picking up pieces of a deceased corpse and chucking them at the spot to try to break through. You realize a moment later that the corpse is Hakim, the Vertex, who is dead, and the corpse is in there with them.
Oh, it probably smells so bad. Like, I mean, the Vertex obviously isn't good, but is everybody else good? We're gonna dig you on out of there.
No, everything else is not good.
Well,
I've been in here for so long. I'm very dehydrated.
All right.
But alive. So
Lena,
there's
Lena.
that. Yeah.
There's a little ka-thunk, and then you hear Leek go, "Everyone's fine. Are you getting us out?"
That's what we're here
trying.
for, baby. We got you.
Right, Lena, step out. My turn.
Okay.
This is gonna take brute force because you said there's like a hole.
Like,
right?
I don't have brute
A very
force.
small hole.
Little hole.
Yeah.
We need
so it's gonna
to
take
chisel it out.
Faris's old spear, which he still has, and just cast Fiery Avenger on it. And as it starts glittering with starlight, all right, just shove it in that hole and try to break the floor as much as you can.
That sounds like a
This
roll
is
the
a
die
good-
moment.
This is
I
a
think
good
so.
plan. Like,
I think this is
don't
a solid plan.
don't let Garrus
also, I
make
should
you believe
say,
this is a bad plan. This is a good plan.
Zayke, as you're about to strike it, you just get this absolute, like, everything's closing in and crushing in on you.
Yeah. Garrus, stop it this moment! I swear I'm gonna shove this spear up your butt. That's a 16. It's not bad.
All right. You slice the spear into the hole, and you feel there's a cracking. And started to move, but it's not entirely there. It needs like a good kick or a jump or something.
All right, hold on to it. I'm gonna jump on your back.
The actual plan. Is that your final answer?
It was a shit post, but now it's the plan. It'll be
All
fine.
right.
Wait, I want to tie the
somewhere-
rope to something in this room just in case.
Like the beds.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie
No. It's already happened. You jumped. There's no bed. It's an audience chamber.
Well, no, I mean, like,
Oh, wasn't
something.
it a room? Shit.
Tie it to something.
Like the throne.
Sure. Is it solid? Is it sturdy? Is there
It's
a pillar?
shiny.
Is there a pillar? This place seems to be like rife with pillars.
You know,
and
you're right. This is the kind of place to have a
fancy-looking
pillar. There's a pillar, but
yeah.
okay, there's a pillar.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, stand right there, and I'm gonna go tie it to the pillar, and then I'm just gonna like swan dive down
Swan
into the
dive.
hole. Well, not swan dive. I'm just gonna like, and then just like grab Zayke around the shoulders.
So you were really confident. You're like, this is great. This is gonna be great. And then
I'm
as you
so
jump, you just hit with
confident.
this. You get hit by this wave of like, this is a really bad idea. And then you
Well,
slam
it
into
is.
Zayke.
But this
Um,
time, it
high or
really
low?
was a bad idea.
This time it was a
High or
bad
low?
idea. Oh,
Megan,
God.
high or low?
High. I'm feeling confident.
Clearly.
And the ground buckles and pushes forward, and you,
Yeah.
the rocks tumble down. There is a manly shriek. And you get to the point where the spirit's hanging with Zayke holding onto it, with Lena holding on to Zayke, dangling from the rope.
Like,
Alika is standing there, so one sword in one hand, Vertex's foot in the other.
like,
Finally.
Yeah, this is.
the cavalry's here.
Zayke tugs on the rope and commands it to coil itself, starting from the column. So she's gonna pull us
Wait.
up.
We gotta help them. Grab them.
Yeah, we're not, you can do it in turns. We don't need to take 5 people in one journey.
There's 3 people.
So the room is roughly speaking like a 10-foot cube, and Alika just looks up, puts her sword away, runs up, kicks off the wall, and grabs on the lip on the upside, and then heaves herself out. And as she gets to the top side, she's like, I had to get away from Garrus, dear lord. You know how long we were in there?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean,
Far too long. I'm sorry.
This is never going to leave me.
Be like,
Get him out
everything
Like,
is,
I can't tell if I'm claustrophobic or he is anymore.
well, everything else is going surprisingly well.
Can someone please help me out of this hole?
Oh shit! Of course.
Zayke, don't help him.
Untie the rope, throw down the
I'm gonna
rope, and
untie
just coil
myself.
it
Just
so
be
it
like-
doesn't need to climb.
Yeah, and Garrus, as he gets pulled out, sweated, the hair plastered to his face.
You're okay now. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pat on the back, be like, "You did great, champ."
You okay, buddy?
We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
And you start to feel like the thing that you can feel it recede as he gets control of his abilities again, and just
All right. Much better now. All right.
One more,
Breathe
right?
in.
Like, okay.
Right. Good.
I'm good. No, and he runs his hands through his hair and gets it for the swoop back, and We're good. Everything's fine. I'm so sorry that I'm just not really physically active, so I don't really I wasn't able to protect the.
No, that's
I
fine.
don't need to talk about it, but you
It's
had a
fine.
guard with you. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
you did. You did a great job. Just really top notch.
Oh, there was the third one in there with us, but after we'd been in there for 4 hours, this glyph appeared around her feet, and she just whooped away.
What? Okay, I don't
What's up,
care
Arvis?
at this point. Honestly.
I need to go get the shadow cutter out, so I'm gonna go with my rope and just like pull it out, and then.
Yeah, and after you pull the shadow cutter back, it puts the material back in. It looks like nothing happened.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Put
I
that
love
right
it.
back on.
If you were inside the cube, you'd see a hole, some debris in a hole, but
Yeah.
But you're not, so I'm just gonna be like, all right, so
Okay.
let's go back.
Let's think about it, Lena. If we go back with them now, we don't know what.
Zayke, shut up.
Sunkeeper
Where's
will do.
Faris?
No, gosh, you can come, but I'm just worried about Garrus. You can defend yourself.
No, Garrus is fine, right?
I'm cool. I'm relaxed. It's
Yeah,
good.
you're
I'm
great.
good.
You're
I'm
doing-
good.
You're awesome. I'm gonna reload my gun real quick.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, Garrus is
Good,
fine.
cool. And Alika turns Zayke. You didn't answer the question. Where's Faris?
Faris
She's
is
in the main
where
hall.
we're
and
going
She's
now.
kicking ass.
She just starts going.
Yeah, but
Well,
fucking lovebirds.
oh, like you're one to talk. No, let's
You can talk.
Look,
Remember when you
let's
killed
Zayke
50
be as
people for me?
hypocritical as you
Like,
can.
you have no room to talk.
Right, Garrus,
Very well.
let's go.
Okay. Can I take a
Leak
step?
away!
I sweated through my shirt, and I'd like to change. No,
Yes.
not the
I'm
time.
gonna
Not the time.
slap
Sorry.
you.
Sorry.
Thank
Do
you.
you, and it's like Ryan be like, do you have a weapon? Do you have anything to defend yourself with?
Have my wit and charm.
Well, here also now you have this dagger just in case.
He takes it pinches the
You're-
pommel.
I trust no matter how sharp your wit is, this is sharper. Let's go.
I would challenge you to battle of wits, but I can see you are unarmed. And he
Let's go.
follows.
This guy. And we go back.
Yep,
Because
you head
apparently
back.
we can't strategize. Leek is just going for it. Which
Hey.
is fair.
It's love, bitch. Deal with it.
Yeah. This is me dealing with it.
Right. So, back in place. Jalia, Sunkeeper. Here I thought we could cooperate. We could make something good happen, some good outcomes for everybody, but I can see that this is turning into a hostile bureaucratic situation very quickly. So, let's go over the facts. You can push through all this, put her, points to the radiant, in his position, points to the dawn, in his position, points to the radiant, rework the council, maybe kick me off, maybe not. The archaic laws are very particular about me being there, but you could
Yeah, I think we
try.
should scrap those, though. Don't you think? They don't seem to be working out so well at the moment.
And in the byproduct as everything crashes and we burn down the old systems and try to make new. A few things will get lost. People will lose things important to them. Right?
Faris kind of has a feeling about where Lena and Zayke may have went, so she's going to cast Find again. This time on, let's say, a bracelet she gave to Alika that she knows Alika was wearing this morning.
Cute. So you find, and much like what you could see in Valarith, you can turn and you can see its little light, like down a hallway, making its way, and then turns and makes its way towards the door, and bursts through the door, sword in hand, again.
That's my wife.
Oh, it looks like you have no more threats left. Isn't that sad for you, Jalia?
As Alika very quickly looks at the situation, and then there's this quiet moment of like, in a moment, and then turns and like squares up with Faris. And then notices, and then a moment later she notices that Faris, like, people aren't like burying weapons. She goes, oh, and she puts the sword away.
Takes everything Faris has not to just like go over and hug her and kiss her, but there's like serious stuff happening.
Yeah.
Some
Alika
serious
gives
hugging and
Faris just
kissing.
one quick little arm squeeze, just a little like,
Yeah.
got this.
Faris kind of.
And then a moment
looks into
later, Lena and Zayke and Garrus. That's it. Garrus pops and goes, "Don't worry, I'm fine. No one worry about me."
Glad to see it.
Oh, thank God you're okay.
So, Jalia, do you want to hear what I think should happen?
I would love to hear it for what it's worth.
Thank you, Lena. So, Eren is a corrupt piece of shit, and you are a corrupt piece of shit, and the archaic laws are what allowed that to happen. So moving forward, I think what the city needs is, firstly, the Dawn back in the council in Eren's place, to guide and uphold the true principles of the Solari as they were first laid out, but also to replace you, because you're clearly not fit for your station anymore. I think we need someone forward-thinking who isn't laden down with this nonsense that led to this corruption, to help make sure that that corruption doesn't take hold again. Someone like, say, a former Solari who had the foresight to try and bring people into the fold who weren't the typical recruits from the upper echelons of Shamsaran society. Someone like Janan, for instance. She gestures over to Janan.
And she's just like, oh. Then just nods. She's like, she was not expecting that.
Because, you know, tearing down a corrupt system, it can be done, as the woman I love standing right next to me has shown me.
The woman you want? Mia's just gonna look at Zayke real quick and just be like,
No.
be like, oh.
Oh.
So she looks at
That's
the
how it's
Dawn
gonna
and
be.
the Inksmith.
Inksmith's like, Dawn goes, that's I think that's just perfect idea. We should do exactly that. And then Jinx was like, yeah, good with me. Yep. Seems great. And Jalia does the like evil adjust the glasses move. So that's how it's gonna be.
I'm gonna cast Befizzle on her.
And I think we're gonna go to break at that point.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Well,
Just hemorrhaging AP.
Damn.
Oh man, I'm scared.
Alright.
Boy.
Well, these things
you
are happening.
love her.
You love her.
Been trying to think of the perfect moment to get that in.
Oh, cute.
Aw, break fizzle.
Break fist.
We're gonna break fizzle.
All right.
So
Let's
stand up,
go.
walk around, stretch, drink some water. You know, get a snack. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are back.
Hey!
With Quest, the Iza city. Wait.
What?
Faris
What?
City.
Don't mind me just overthrowing a corrupt regime, BRB.
Sometimes you just gotta, you know?
Sometimes you just gotta. So we ended on everything crashing down to Faris befizzling the Sunkeeper.
Yeah, preemptively.
We're just getting right into it. Then jump right into it. You feel the magic thrum forward. She adjusts her glasses. She smiles, and you can feel the magic just slide and wither and die. She goes, I was entrusted as the ancient keeper of arcane magic. The very rules of magic don't let you quiet my thunder. You don't understand what you're messing with. I have had lifetimes to perfect what I'm about to do. And she lets a hand out, slaps it together, and reality shatters just a little bit. Your vision fragments like glass breaking, falling to the ground.
I didn't do anything. It's not me. I didn't do anything.
It's fine, it's fine.
This is fine.
And as that happens, there's a really disorienting, nauseating, flipping moment. And everything swims. And it comes back together with reality roughly how it was before, but everything's a little bit swippy swapped. Everyone is standing in slightly different positions, just a little bit of a mix around. And every single person looks like Faris.
I mean, you know, I never looked this good before.
Oh no.
Important distinction.
There's just more
we
really
just
hot
look
people
like
in the
Faris?
world.
I just got my face changed.
Do we just look like Faris in our height and build, or do we all look exactly like Faris? Like, is Lena a 5'2" Faris?
The ants look like Faris.
Oh my god, yes!
Fair
That's very
ants.
important.
Like, or are we all like the same height as Faris? Because that's gonna be fucking weird.
They're all the same height. They're all Faris height. There's like 15 Faris in this room.
Damn.
I don't. Lena's not gonna know how to exist being a foot taller. Just like, I don't like this.
But shorter.
It's the Sunkeeper used her ability to act first. Now it's the protagonist's turn.
Does the Sunkeeper also look like Faris?
You don't know. There's 15 Farises. There's no Sunkeeper.
Yeah,
There's not 15 Farises.
There's still
joke's on you, I
Faris
can
like
tell which
bent
Faris
over
is
on
the
the
real
ground.
Once again, everything got swapped around a bit, so there's no easy tell, like one bent on the ground. One of them does seem to be very awkward with the spear and kind of clattering it around.
Oh, well, we know who that is.
Confused. Where was my divine weapon?
If I were to cast Sense Magic, could I read people's auras to tell who is who?
You could certainly try.
For 1 AP, it's worth a try.
Cast Sense Magic, and there's a lot of Faris aura.
Fuck.
It's pretty though.
Question. Would she be able to sense my force field that is on me as a separate entity?
The force field's actually gone.
No! Sorry.
Oh, that's it. This means war.
Dead.
Now you're asking for it.
Lapis, that's my emotional companion. The force field, that's my real friend.
Whoa.
So presumably no one even has like any of the objects they would usually have on them. So like I couldn't read
Nope.
like magical items that people might have on them and stuff.
Lena's just like,
What's the point of this? Faris will just say that.
I'm too tall.
Okay, well, I know who that one is. I will move over to the one who said I'm too tall.
All my weapons are gone now. They were all in the arm, and now I have 2 meat arms with no weapons in them.
So as you're futzing around, there's just a lot of confused people milling about. No one's killing each other.
Just curious, am I able to summon my scythe?
Scythe appears.
Hey, Lena, doctor.
Is my fiery avenger still showing on the spear?
You have a different spear. Now you have Faris' spear, and it has the Faris Fiery Avenger effect on it.
Shit, okay.
Legally identical, but thematically distinct Fiery Avenger.
Legally identical.
Legally distinct.
I love it.
Avenger.
Oh boy. Okay, but what's the point of this? I mean,
That's what I'm
eventually we'll figure out who each one is. Hoping that people identify the skepticism to be Zayke.
One of them calls out in the back, I'm pretty hot.
Is that Alika?
Right.
No one's trying to kill you. Time is just passing.
No answer.
Can we undo this? Somehow? Like, did my sense magic give me an idea of what spell she cast or like what she did?
It's big dick illusion magic.
Oh, it's an illusion.
Yeah.
It's just an illusion. She hasn't changed reality. Warped
Well,
reality.
really good illusion magic does that sometimes.
Okay. Faris will say, it's illusion magic, so she's just trying to fuck with us so she can get away.
Okay. Just keep an eye out.
A minute later, Zayke's spear just kind of pops back to old Zayke's spear. And then Lena's arm pops back into a big robot arm. And then Ro's height shrinks back down, but it's a mini Faris for a moment before Sorry, Ro's not there. Damn it. That would have been so good.
Yeah!
How tall is
It's
Everett?
the other way around,
Everett,
where
yeah.
It's Everett.
Everett shrinks down and then pops back to Everett with gun and everything. And then the doctor grows in height as the spell starts to undo like one aspect at a time. And as that happens, you realize that Aaron and Jalia are both gone.
Yeah, of course.
I was about to ask how many people are now in the room. I will cast Find again, another 3 AP. Oh god, have I held anything
Find
at
is
first though? I mean, I was holding
Find-
on to Aaron's
You were
armor.
holding Aaron.
Yeah, like his
Yes,
breastplate.
like his armor or something.
Isn't
Yeah.
it something you've given them? Can you just focus on the beating you've given him?
It's something
No,
It's
that's
an object
very
that
cute.
I've held. But I love that. Thank you. Thank you.
but you've held him in low esteem.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the armor or something that you've touched. How would that work? I guess actually, let me read Find.
And then I bamf it back to me so he's naked.
Find does not return a location.
Let me read what Find does. As long as it is in your current universe.
Well, shit.
Wonder where they went.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Oh,
Let's
no.
go. That was Megan. Lena.
Well, I don't like this, but they clearly knew they were fucked.
Wait, but so you can't find them? They're not here?
No, as far as I remember from what I read in that book, which is how I learned this, I can detect the items so long as it's still on this plane of existence or in this universe.
No.
So
There's
I
only
don't
one-
really want to think about where they've gone.
Well, there's only really one place that I can imagine.
Yeah,
Shit.
considering
Narrative, we do only have one thoroughly established alternative universe in this
Yeah.
campaign.
But why would anybody want to go there?
To hide.
Yeah, but like if you're fucked here, you're super fucked there.
I mean, she's an immortal.
Yeah.
Also, why did she bother to take Aaron with her?
They clearly had some kind of relationship.
Yeah, there's something there. I don't know.
Anyway, we have. Right, it's out of our hands. Kind of turns to Basir, right? The Inksmith.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I guess deal with this bullshit. We have to go.
What
Right?
if they come back?
Well, then we may come back as well. But for now, if we can find them, we have pressing matters to attend to.
I know.
So, and Basir's kind of doing the math and looking. So I'm in charge now.
Well, actually, I think the Dawn should be in charge.
Well,
Well,
there's
the
supposed to
Dawn
be a
ceded their
vertex,
spot on the
right?
council.
Well, she's going to become the Radiant,
Oh,
who is on the council. You remain the Inksmith.
okay.
I would suggest
Okay.
bringing in some new recruits.
Look,
Yeah.
please
Like
don't.
I-
Please don't become an asshole. Okay, just be happy
I'm-
that you'll upgrade from being a glorified tour guide.
Yeah, like I really liked you. Don't make me know.
Look, I'm just really not cut out for like being in charge. I do art. I make beautiful things.
Well, that's good because the Dawn is here, and if Janan agrees with what I suggested, or someone else can take her spot, but it needs to be, someone with a fresh perspective, not just one of the old guard again. You get it?
The Dawn walks forward. And he's like, "Yeah, I get it." And John's, actually, if I could amend your suggestion just a little bit, and she's like here on Faris, and puts a hand on Faris and goes, "If Shanon's gonna join on, then I think she'd make a better Radiant, and I could be the Sunkeeper, I guess." There's a little meaning left to those old titles.
I mean, if she accepts, I think she'd be amazing at that.
Shanon's like, Faris, are you sure this is what you want? This place
It's-
kind of sucks.
I know it does.
It'll suck
I'm just, I'm just trying to make it suck less. I understand if you don't want to stay here because I sure don't. I've made a commitment to Valarith.
I'll do it. Perfect. So, Basir, just make it so. And Basir's like, is there like some sort of ritual or something? And it's like, no, it's just bureaucracy. Just say it. And it's like, all right, you're the Radiant now, and you're the, and then the Radiant, the Dawn interrupts me and goes, and I'm the Sunkeeper, and if I'm going to pass off the mantle, I'm going to take the mantle of the Sunkeeper. I have to give away the mantle of the Dawn. The one who seeks the path of light, always seeks the horizon, looks for how we can improve as the world spins forward.
Fine,
She
I'll
looks
do
up at
it.
Faris.
Faris.
She looks up at Faris. Vanguard of the Dawn?
Me. I'm not a
Only if you want.
Sorry any-
She's honored.
Not anyone better.
Me? Are you
There's
sure?
No, who else, Faris?
Well,
And I wouldn't have to stay in Shamsara. She glances at Alika.
The Dawn just seeks out the light wherever they have to find it. And officially it's already seated their position on the Council of the Sun. But it would give you official standing to, if you ever came on back here to curry aid or whatever.
It would improve relations between Shamsara and Valarith.
Yeah. And Alika steps forward at this point and goes, and she could still live on Valarith, right? Of course. Like I said.
Yeah, yes. What would I have to do?
Reaches out a hand.
Takes a hand.
She takes it and takes the hand in her two hands. You can feel them shake softly and goes, "You promise to always look for the path of light wherever it leads you?
Yes.
And to do your best to guide others to take that path alongside you."
I can do that.
Congrats, you're the Dawn.
Faris just looks a bit dumbfounded and then actually smiles.
It's all bureaucracy.
Wait, but I thought these titles came with, like, the fact that you live long.
Oh yeah, but now see with it's all the bullshit archival code stuff. The titles can shift positions, but they can't continue to grant immortality. That'll be irresponsible.
Eren wasn't immortal. Isn't immortal.
Yeah, but he'll be a prick forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does that mean that? Oh, I just thought the Radiant was just a fancy title, but was it also one? So there was an immortal Radiant, and now there's no.
Yeah.
What
Visir
happened?
goes, yeah, the old guy was a lot better of a dude.
Did he? But where did he go? If
He
he's
died.
immortal?
Kind of,
Is it
but they can still be killed. They can be
Oh, I
killed. They
see.
just live forever.
Well, that's good to
They're
know.
usually also horribly powerful because the magic belongs to them. Like, you know what a magnet is? Visir says.
How the fuck do they work?
No.
Magic clings to them, and they have a lot of time to practice it. So they tend to be very hard to kill.
Okay.
The Radiant got eliminated for an assassination.
How about that?
Arvis.
Wait,
This is a
Yeah,
lot of
from
confusing
where?
things, but
Oh, we never discovered.
interesting.
No one with the sight of the sun could tell you.
Some things are blocked.
That's the moon then.
Dawn, I don't want to. The Dawn,
Yes?
I guess. No, the old Sunkeeper. Sorry, I don't want to offend you. But I have this inkling of a sensation.
My name is Maria.
Maria. Thank you. That's much better than just saying these stupid ass titles. I don't want to offend you, but I have this feeling that every single one of the remaining immortals is a bit of a prick, and they might not be on the right side of history anymore.
I kind of have that feeling. You lose touch when you live for long enough.
Can you, tell us who all of them are?
That would be super useful.
Yeah, just send us a list.
You think as if you think there's a list, team.
I know
Sword
better
and
than that.
Shield. Apparently, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
We're actually compartmentalized into groups and limited to our own little compartments because they were really worried if we lived forever, we'd all just connect up and rule the world for eternity, and we didn't want that to happen.
Well, that's good.
Well, back then, at least.
Well, you start a system with good intentions, and then they degrade over time. Because people. It relies on people when the people get worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. immortal or not, I guess you're all still people. That makes sense. Well,
And then there's a moment where the Dawn's head turns. Where's Ro?
oh, gosh.
Shit, bro.
Let's go.
We need to get them.
This has been real.
Yes.
Stay in contact.
I'm sure we'll need your help soon enough. There are a few things that I told the old Sunkeeper that I think the new Sunkeeper should hear, but that's for another time. Ro needs us.
Yes.
Oh. Also, is there any way that you can, like, mail us some flowers?
Thank you, I was literally about to ask that.
What?
The burning banshee flower, very necessary.
Oh, and then she nods as if she starts to even understand even before you explain and goes, see, the gardener. Remember I mentioned all their models have kind of become pricks? He's not going to listen to me.
How is he compared to, like, the historian? Because the historian and I have
He just...
kind of a rapport.
Okay, low down on that guy. He just kind of got into the wrong profession. He really wishes he was a rock star or something like that. But he just has plans. It's kind of funny.
The rock
We all
star.
make mistakes. All right.
But when your
Well-
your job is magically ordained from the beginning of time, there's not a whole lot of
Wiggle room?
career mobility.
Like, can't you just, like, have some open mic nights during the week that...
He's not
They can
he's
just
not
go
allowed to
to the,
leave the
like-
cave.
Well, then have them at the cave. You know?
No
Just,
one wants to go to
like-
that cave.
Is he
It's
just-
dangerous. It's full of people killing plants.
Is he just on his own in that cave forever?
Yes.
No wonder he's a prick then.
Well, that blows.
Yeah.
Or was he a prick
yeah.
before? Is that why you chose him for that role?
I think he was a coward before, and now he's a prick.
Oh, like Aaron.
Those things kind of lead into one another, so yeah. Well, Ro,
Guess we'll be back.
Ro,
we will be back for the flower.
we'll be back.
Before they leave, Faris will turn to Neural and say, "If you don't
And
want to
as
stay,
you're
in...
turning to Neural's actually coming to talk to you.
Oh, cool. Faris will just say quietly, "If you don't want to stay here, which would be understandable, there's a place for you in Valarith. If you need somewhere to live."
just about to ask, actually. I was kind of hoping. This place,
Wanna come now?
bit of a drag. Yeah, please.
Sure. One more, Doctor.
At this point, Neural walks over to Lena and Zayke and kind of claps them both on the shoulder and goes, "Enjoy it?"
What?
And they just smile at Faris and the other rest of the crew, knowingly.
Zayke just looked at Lena. Hey, what the fuck?
Faris like snorts with laughter.
And they just-
But they covered for you
Alika-
very well. That's all.
Faris feels Alika's hand on her shoulder, turns her around, and just immediately pulls her in to kiss her. Oh, shut up.
Faris gets a bit too caught up in it for a moment and then pulls away and is like, "Ro."
Wow.
And Alika's like, no, Alika.
Yeah. Garrus turns to the doctor and goes, "So how many can you take with you?"
Enough to party.
As many as I want that are nearby.
Enough to save Zayke.
Enough to
So-
What is there enough
Well,
to say
currently
for
not-
Ro?
Never.
Where's Mr. Quest when you
Alright.
need when you need an emergency ruling?
Let's go.
Next.
And, well, the city is right outside. You gonna teleport everyone home?
Oh, we thought it was, trying to leave, and who knows?
Moving
yeah.
very slowly.
We've been a
While we're at
while.
it,
Doctor,
I'm just gonna-
if the doctor's teleporting us, Lena's just like, "You coming with us, right?"
Yeah, of course. To save
Or
Rob.
it's more like this.
Listen, this city is no longer a problem. I was an idiot. And then just
As the doctor snaps their fingers, you just hear Faris kind of just go like, did that all really just happen? I guess.
Zayke will
Go warp
quickly
room.
yoink teleport just in case.
Yeah. Also,
Attack.
I just want to say, well, it's Gate.
Hey, yeah.
But I just want to say, this time around, it's more like Raven from Teen Titans, where like a shadow comes up, but covered in light at the same time, and just pulls us all in.
Ooh.
Love those aesthetics.
As this is happening, there's like a, like the sound of the seismic charges make in Star Wars, like that pervades the horizon as you're warping.
Excuse?
And then you appear in your living room,
With a lot of people.
And it's night out.
Was it not night before?
It was not night before.
Oh no!
Right,
Don't
because
like
it
this.
was, yeah.
What? What do you mean, yeah?
Fuck, this again?
What's happening?
What? Yeah,
I have
apologies.
questions.
How Lorelei's wand made time shit happen before? Has that just happened again?
But
We don't have it.
we don't have it.
Someone else does.
There's someone here. Roderick?
Not one of us.
But Roderick is conspicuously missing.
Of course he is.
Interesting.
Everett's not, though.
Good.
Of course he is.
Everett runs over, flops on the couch, just like.
Welcome
Are
home.
Camille and Naima here, please?
The front door opens and Camille and Naima pop in as they were just leaving. And they cut back. It's like, we're gonna go look for you, but then I saw that you appeared here. And now we're here, and you should really look out the window.
I think Lena's like already heading to the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go to the roof. I feel like that'd be cool.
I feel like Everett runs to the window and we pan out the window and back into the roof as the party comes up onto the roof. And you can see arrayed before you a darkened landscape with withered tree-like structures, little flecks of darkness that float through the air like Twilight Princess. Zayke, you feel your heart drop as you see the landscape of the realm of shattered light arrayed out before you.
Fuck.
You can see there's this glowing red arcane glow coming off the sides of the city as these bands grind to a halt and cool down. As the old Valarith has some tricks we haven't seen before.
Cool, so we all get a break now. Like a well-earned rest, right?
We're gonna pop over to Ro.
I'm in danger.
One second, my earbud is being silly.
I have concerns.
What have you done, Lena, this time? Jeez.
There we go. I'm
Probably
back.
something.
It was definitely Lena who did this.
Fucking Lena.
Yeah.
All
Sounds
this
like a Lena
track.
thing to do.
This all tracks. This seems. Yep.
Damn that witch of Suravane.
I didn't come here to be spoken to. Like that.
Now I'm really back after I just had another tech blip. Hello,
Oh, no.
I'm here. I can hear things. This is important. So, Ro, back. Awakening. You feel a kind of sweetly sick smelling wind blowing on your face. You blink awake at the apex of Crown Tower. You're in some sort of bundle of like cloth, something that passes for a sleeping bag or something of that amounting of 4 hit points.
4 hit points?
At the 2 pedestals of the Iron Eyes are 2 iron constructs with ghosts wielding the Iron Eyes to move the city. And standing over them, observing the horizon, is the Baron. The horizon is dark, blood red, flecks of shadow move about. He looks down to see you, stirring. Oh, nice of you to join us again.
What? Where am I? Where are we?
I just brought Valarith back to where I created it.
Where's that?
Have you ever wondered why you see the stars in the night sky?
Little bit.
Little pinpricks breaking through the ancient arcane barrier between the realm of light and the realm where the light breaks. Here, magic flows different. The shadows and the dark can still conglomerate together to make physical objects and forms, and dark magic can function in a way that it just is banished from. And it's also a place I can give a simple ultimatum to the people of Valarith. At this point, his voice projects out in Aura's silvery broadcast as everyone can hear him. Welcome back home. This is Baron Culvrax, the Baron of Valarith. You've been taken away from home to a shadowy land where only death awaits you. We can return home as soon as every living being swears fealty to me. All the rest of you will die. Good night.
It's not gonna work.
Why not?
Because my pack won't let it work.
What are they gonna do? I can't die. Even if I did, how did I get this thing home?
I'll take us home. I'll figure it out.
Ow! Child, you've lost. Learn when to fold the cards.
You said we're on Crown Tower?
Yes, the peak of Crown Tower.
Ro's gonna test it. They're just gonna see if they can still move the city a little bit. Not necessarily to shift it back, but they're just trying to sort of test and be like, does it still function the way I'm used to?
Yeah. He moves. It moves, I should say.
I'll figure it out.
They're over there, right? And he points his hand down. You can actually see Starfall Spire from Crown Tower. The whole thing slopes down and out. That little
Well, they weren't home, so not right now. You won't find them. Till it's too late.
Why don't we pay them a little visit?
What do you mean?
He reaches out his skeletal hand.
I don't wanna... I don't trust you.
I didn't ask you to trust me. You want to go home, don't you? a little more comfortable than this breezy tower.
I think Ro kind of shifts their weight, and it's definitely colder closer to them as he reaches out, because they are still very scared right now. So he may not necessarily know what that means, but
yeah,
for narrative's sake. But Ro will very hesitantly just be like, "I'll bite you if you try anything," and then take his hand.
And as you take his hand, the glyph appears and vroom, whomps you and the Baron into your living room.
But no one's in there. We're all on the roof.
Yeah, all on the roof.
All on the roof. Everett scampers in from the kitchen where he looked out the window, and it's just...
Ro's like, "See, no one was home."
Oh, who's your friend?
Everyone, get out of here!
And Everett looks at it, and then he runs and jumps out the window, just full on. And Lena, you spy Everett just swan dive out the window. He does like the grappling hook thing where, so he doesn't die. You see him just bail out of the window, and you also hear Ro yell something. It's a little too far away to make it out.
Oh, Faris is running.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the window. I'm gonna grapple hook and just...
I'm gonna die hard into the window.
The moment the Heroes of Starfall Spire just assemble, like down,
It's very
punching
cool.
through. Bear on fire.
The Baron holding Ro's hand in a skeletal grip. Just seems very bemused.
Ro, are you okay?
So is this your pack,
Yes.
Starfall?
They are my pack, and they'll mess you up. You're fucked now.
Ro.
Sorry.
You'll be right.
That's a good use of that word. Thank you,
Yes.
Okay, I was scared I was using it wrong like this whole time.
You're gonna want to let go of them.
Let's go the hand.
Ro backs up.
Yeah, who does Ro go to?
I think they're gonna back towards Faris.
Sure. So, you're the pack that's going to fell me, sunder my soul from my body.
Are you gonna take Valarith out of whatever you've put it in?
Did you hear my announcement? I imagine you did.
Why here?
Your response?
Why here? Why are we here?
You mortals can't survive here. Not without me. It feels good to be needed, doesn't it?
What do you mean we can't survive here? We've done it in the past, we can do it again.
Well, isn't he edgy? He says, just like looks at Ro.
When the worst person makes a good point.
And what is your name, edgy man?
That's Edgelord.
I don't think that's relevant for the situation at hand.
Oh, come on. If you're going to be an intrepid band of heroes trying to fell me, I need to know who you are. It raises the stakes. Come on, where's your sense of drama?
Don't you just know if you're that powerful?
Wow, you just want to make me do it, don't you? You want to see the show? Is that what this is?
Well, we didn't buy tickets to any show, so maybe not.
Fine, I'll do it the annoying way. But you'll be seeing from me.
Just gonna quickly, as this conversation is happening, use size up, Nat.
I was gonna say, I was about to do it. Another simultaneous Lena Zayke size up.
So, size up. The Baron cannot die. under the current circumstances. That is a strict strength. It is not a fair fight. He is a master of numerous styles of magic, most numerously dealing with transmuting things into other things, combining things, and messing with life energies and souls. Weaknesses.
Got a hell of a sweet tooth.
You can stab a 13-year-old and make him able to die.
Excuse you, I've played Final Fantasy. He's undead. I can heal him to death.
Yeah.
Get that Phoenix down
on him.
Phoenix down!
All right.
Oh no, he's got the anti-zombie ring.
Yeah. This is absolutely not a fair fight.
Very well, what do you want from us? What do you want us to do for you to take us back?
You're my antagonists, so I want you to try to beat me and fail, and then I can get the rest of these individuals to swear their proper fealty, and I can continue my work. But I don't imagine you'll do that. Don't get me wrong, I would much prefer you all to just lay down and get in line, but it's not the vibe I get from the group.
What work do you want to continue?
Do you remember what Valarith did before you tarnished it?
Valarith is done being
You have
a
an
weapon.
idea?
Valarith is always a weapon. It was built a weapon. Just because you hog up the barrel, file the serial numbers off, and bury the trigger under some plaster doesn't make it not a weapon.
You can use a blade to cut a throat and to plow the land. A weapon is what you make of it.
Oh, that's good. I might just kill you last for that. That was impressive. For now, for the proper moments, peace. I have to go find out who you are. So, take good care of this one. Points to Ro. Who wouldn't want anything bad to happen to the hairs on their little head?
Faris just scowls at him and kind of puts an arm around Ro.
Yeah. He steps one step back and just teleports away.
You know, I almost felt good about how things were going for a moment there.
That was close.
To
That
what?
was very close. We don't have a chance. We need to find some way to defeat this creature. If we attempted
Never
to fight
going
him
to have
now,
a chance. You saw what I
must.
Aren't one of these immortals in this city? Don't say not like this place.
We can. That's what I was
There's-
thinking. I don't trust them.
The historians
Professor
only ever
Lee.
tried to help us, though, right?
I am not sure anymore. Honestly, I'm not sure.
There's
Or
nothing good.
Isn't it thanks
here.
to the historian that you're not bouncing between...
Yes, but the historian sent me to the Sunkeeper, Faris.
What was he hoping you would get from her?
I have no clue. But he ought to know that something was wrong with her. He ought to. I don't think
Lika
we have-
chimes in. Lika chimes in. I don't think we have a choice here.
Agree. I was about to say the same. Shit. Be careful out there. I think we're relatively safe as long as we're up here, but there are dangerous creatures about. Not only
Down
the
from
Baron,
outside the window, you hear the Baron's voice go, "Heroes of Starfall Spire. I thought I'd read that somewhere," as he's looking at Batinga's door.
Oh my god.
Akriad. There we go.
Damn-
and then you hear the
damn
teleport
that
sound
new
again.
branding.
Zoom.
I fucking hate journalists.
I'm sorry I messed up our plans.
No, Ro.
Ro,
No, it's not your fault.
just happy you're safe-ish now.
Yeah, I thought you died. I'm just glad you're okay.
Alika's with us still, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Alika and Neural, I think that's it.
Okay. I think Ro actually sort of starts crying and runs to Alika, just like, I'm so sorry, I was supposed to come and get you, but then I did other things instead, and then he took me away, and I don't know how they got you, but I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry.
Alika will lift up Ro and kind of back on and sit on the couch with Ro on her lap. And kind of gonna try to get Ro to settle for a second, enough that words could happen, you know. And she'll go, Ro. What? You did other things, you said. What were those things? Were they important?
I don't know. It mattered. I messed with Aaron's plans a little bit. I don't know if it worked. I wanted to stop him from getting everybody else because I saw him doing stuff, and then I was supposed to get you.
Hey. It sounds like you kept a lot of people safe, and I'm okay. Really. You can be proud.
Okay,
And
I'm
then
still sorry.
Just hugs Ro real close, real tight.
No. Ro, like, throws her arms around her neck and is just like, still like, I'm sorry! Just over and over, still for a little while. They feel very bad.
Baby. Now let's kill the 13-year-old.
Well, time to save the day. Let's murder Ro.
Yep. All right, Ro, stand still.
Then Alika, while cradling Ro, slowly drew her sword.
Hey, Faris, you know how to bring somebody back from the dead, right?
I mean, like, technically, I'm not saying we should do this, but technically, if we killed Ro, then killed the Baron, then Faris used her sacrifice ability to bring Ro back to life, would that work?
That's some Harry Potter ass shit
just
right there.
Come back after
Would
you
the Baron,
revive Ro?
but like, would that sever the connection forever?
Only
We should
one
look
way to
into
find
this.
out.
We should look into this.
there were ways you might learn.
Yeah.
It's a question for the historian, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Also, I have an
So-
idea.
Oh no.
So just from a... Oh, go ahead.
No, it was just, I don't know if she's still in the city, but, I had intended to bring Ro to my master to see if she could understand the link. Maybe she is still here, she would have kind of insight.
That could be a good idea. If we understand how this link works, we might be able to find a way to circumvent it or sever it.
Well, the moon said that we couldn't, so if your master knows better
My
than
master
she
has done things
does.
that many have said couldn't be done.
But
The
this
moon
is the
actually
moon.
sees it.
The moon.
It's worth asking. I don't want everybody to have to listen to the Baron because of me.
Hey, Ro.
We're never going to listen to the Baron, so don't worry about that.
I just want you to know that this is no longer about you, okay? It's fine. Whatever happens from now on, it's not your fault, and it's not related to you. Circumstances are what they are. It's fine. Just let go.
Get rid of him.
We'll find a way. Trust me. We always find a way.
That's right.
You smell smoke.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that. I was watching you, Nat.
Next to the doorway, Neural has lit up a smoke. Should have stayed in Shamsara.
Probably. GM.
Sorry.
Just a quick question for you. Hypothetically, if like Lena wanted to try to see if a certain Shadow Master was in the city, is there a way that you could do that? Hypothetically.
How does Lena go about trying to figure this out? What does Lena do?
What does Lena do? God.
What are the smallest actions?
Her tiny little hamster brain is just like spinning. And like if everybody is still like gathered, she's not gonna like leave. But if we start kind of just like dispersing, she would probably just be like, I'm just gonna go sit on the roof and like think really hard.
Sure.
Be like,
as you're making your way to the roof,
Can you hear me?
As you're making your way to the roof, you find something in your pocket. You remember back to when Roderick bumped into you to talk about Arvis. And in your pocket is just the tiniest little pocket watch. And it's just taken.
So look at engraved inside is we need to talk about Everett. It's like, I got your first note. Is it set to like the current time? Is there like anything in it? Like, can I like pop the back off? Like I would go to like wind it or something, and like, is there anything about it?
And you pop the back off, and there's a little piece of paper inside it with an address. It's a Valarith address you can recognize. And the time is not set to the current time.
Cool. What time is it set to, perchance?
It's an hour and 10 minutes off ahead of the current the time.
Okay. Cool.
Although you're now in the realm of Shrouded Light, so like time meaningless, right?
Fair. I'm gonna pull out my own watch and double check.
What time
I'll
is
just
it?
pull out my phone because that's set by the atomic clock.
Yeah. As you're looking out from the rooftop, as you see things moving in the shadowed hills. And then as your kind of eyes adjust a little bit, you can see that's this general moving in the darkness towards Valarith. Things gathering.
Yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs and just kind of like make a point to pass by Zayke wherever Zayke is and just be like, I'm gonna go for a walk.
Are you really? Here?
No.
In this place? Didn't
Yeah.
think so. Should I go with you? Or is it better if I don't?
I don't know, how much deniability do you want?
At this point, I don't need anything of that sort.
Do you know who I'm going to see?
I have my suspicions. I just
Well,
wonder
then
if
you
we
can
should
decide.
check with the historian first before we do that.
Well, I have a meeting in an hour. You can decide if you want to come or not.
Doesn't that
Just
mean
don't-
we have 1 hour to try and talk to the historian then?
Sure. Just... I don't like keeping secrets, but I know that this is something that nobody else would even consider. Especially Faris.
Lena. Look around you. You know, second to only me, what this means. Desperate times.
Yeah.
Let's not jump to hasted action, I think. I think we should check with the historian first. Even if, at this point, he's up there, close in mistrust with our dear friend Arvis.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not even like I just want to talk. Like, this doesn't mean that...
Of course.
This doesn't mean we're doing any kind of deals or anything. I just want to really see if he can get here.
Of course. No, that makes sense. And I think it's, all things considered, Lena, you're not great at talking. It's better if I go with you.
Well, Your brother says that I was Arvis's favorite. Not sure that's a good thing, but...
Yeah, I don't want to develop that too much, but definitely not a good thing, you know.
Alright.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear a bit of an explosion and a building crumble.
Shit.
We are already running out of time.
We don't have time. The more time we waste, the more moves the Baron makes. Do we just leave? What about the rest of them? Just leave them here?
They know that we know this place. Well, you know this place, and I tangentially do. We're just gonna go take a walk.
Okay. I hope at least the doctor tries and contact their master meanwhile. Let's go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Zayke repel out down the side of the building.
If we heard a building explode, Faris would have gone to see what building that was as well.
Fair.
Look, you don't see it directly. You heard rubble, but if you'd like to head out, that we can certainly do that. It's a go out and find kind of situation.
I mean, I feel like I don't know.
Do it. Just do it. You said you'd think you should do it, and let her do it.
Yeah, she might grab like go to Alika and the Doctor and Ro, assuming that Lena and Zayke have already fucked off, which isn't too unusual usually.
There's a note on the door that just says "went out." LNZ.
Gone fishing.
80% of the times, it means that they went to do something useful. This time, I'm not so sure.
Hey.
Yeah.
Neural just crossed out and said they went to fuck.
when it said gone fucking.
Gone fucking. Oh my god. Anyway, Faris goes to the others that are still there. It's like, look, it sounds like something's going on out there. I think we should see if anyone needs help, at least. Right?
Yeah.
The Vanguard.
But if you still want to go and contact your master, Alika and I and Ro can see if anyone needs any help.
Yeah. I'll go do that.
Anyone know where Lena and Zayke went?
No.
I have my ideas, and I'm honestly fine with it.
Neural just saw him slip out the back and to rappel down the back wall.
Oh, so they're gonna go and do something stupid.
Fucking narc.
Maybe this time they are going to fuck. Who knows?
Either way.
Am
We
I
have a
using it?
bedroom. We have a bedroom.
Yeah,
Some people exhibitionists. Come on.
Neural, I'm sorry that you just got wrapped up in this. You don't have to come with us if you would rather stay here, safe.
I'll watch the tower. How's that sound for now?
Yeah, sure you will.
Rethink my life decisions.
Oh, you can reconnect with Naima and Camille, who will also be staying here where it's safe.
Oh, those fuckers. Miss them. This is one good thing.
You can babysit for me, thank you.
Wait. I think Rose sort of panicked, looks around and goes, "What happened to Tiny?"
Listen. We would have gotten Tiny before leaving.
I think Tiny was warped there. What happened to Tiny?
Let's just
What
say
happened
Tiny
to
walked
Tiny?
back with us. There was a dog-shaped Faris in that room at some point.
Suddenly Tiny is just a human-sized Faris.
I actually have a better idea. I think as Lena and Zayke are making their way across Valarith, actually Tiny had made their way towards Valarith to go find Ro.
Aww.
So they have a good sense for that. And have actually gone across the bridge back onto Valarith and now run into Lena and Zayke.
I like it. Because Sam forgot about Tiny last week. Ro would not upon getting home.
Yeah.
Tiny, go home.
Tiny, go home.
What? And then Tiny stops and turns and looks in an alley and stares.
No. This is dangerous. Very dangerous.
And then you hear Everett's little voice go, "It's just me, calm down."
Oh gosh. Everett, go back to the tower now. This is not safe. I'm not kidding.
Ro told me to run. There's a skeleton guy.
Well, there's no more skeleton guy, and you cannot come with us. You need to go home.
Please? It's
no.
This place is scary and
yeah, it is, and it's less scary
Trust
at
me
home.
on this one, kiddo. You're not gonna want to come with us this time. Faris will take you. Tiny will take you home.
okay, but before I go, and he just walks over and just hugs Lena.
At first, it's like the awkward, like, what is happening? And then it's just like a.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wait, how tall? How tall is Everett? Has he hit his growth spurt yet?
He's a little bit shorter than Ro. Sam, help me out here.
All right.
Shit. How tall is Ro right now? I think Ro's 4'10" or something like that.
Yeah,
4'10" or 4'11",
yeah,
or one of those.
So he's like
4'8". All right, so still Lena's got a couple inches, but just like kind of like smooths his hair. Just like another time we can go do reconnaissance, but right now you just need to go home, okay? Okay.
Well, I'm trying to listen to y'all better.
Thank you.
Hey, Everett. Turns out you got the heart in the right place, huh? You'll do all right, kiddo. But trust us on this one.
Okay. And he runs off. Scampers. Oh, and it turns as he's leaving, holds up the gun. Do I get to keep this time?
We'll talk about it later.
For now.
Tentative
For
yes.
Now, yes.
Cool. But he runs off.
We would make horrible parents.
Mm-hmm. We should never do that.
All right. Let's tell no one about this.
Yep. No one. Let's go make bad decisions.
Duty calls.
All right.
And we run into the darkness.
As you two run into the darkness. The rest of the team, the last little moment of narrative that we get is Faris and Ro and the doctor and Alika heading down the stairs to check out what's going on. And you get into the bakery and you see Batinga up against an oven, staring outside. He just looks at the whole group is right there and goes, "What the hell happened?" And that's where we cut.
Love it.
Oh my god, is this like right after he had a staring contest with the Baron as he left? Like, Batinga just turns around
have to leave.
tray.
Did the Baron have to leave through the bakery?
I really hope that the Baron
scones on the way.
Yeah, did he order a dozen donuts on the way out?
I hope he paid for those donuts if he got any.
Oh, you know he didn't.
I want to watch the skeleton Baron try to eat donuts and they just like
falling through.
Would he eat donuts like Cookie Monster? No, just eat some like Cookie Monster.
Oh my god.
Oh damn. Well, that happened.
Well,
So you got
the
to
session.
You got to meet the Baron properly.
Oh
I
yeah.
hate it.
crap.
Thanks,
Fuck
I
that
hate
guy.
it.
I mean,
This is
you
the
know,
worst.
I
I'm
figured
just
if he
excited.
really wanted to meet us properly, he would have had a parade for us. We are the Heroes of Starfall Spire, after all.
He didn't know.
who we were.
I really liked him not knowing who you all were.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It has big Guardians of the Galaxy energy. Like, I'm
Right.
Star-Lord. Who?
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord.
Y'all, Faris has another title.
Stop collecting titles.
Collecting them?
I feel like you
gotta get them all.
It's a pump the brakes. You get one more, they're gonna accuse me of favoritism.
I feel like Izza needs one more title.
We need like a nice even.
I want to be the new Baron.
Vanguard of the Dawn.
Vanguard of the Dawn Baron. Vanguard of the Dawn Baron.
Oh man. Damn.
Oh my goodness.
That really was the dawn of a new age. In
The title was good, wasn't it?
multiple senses.
That was a good title.
Good title.
Roll credits.
Although, for the second part, I think the dusk of a new age would be chef's kiss, though.
That's the next episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Dusk of an old refrain.
Faris, you have to seek the horizon.
Yeah.
In the dark.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot see the horizon. You have to find
A little
it.
heavy-handed. A little heavy-handed with the metaphors there, guide.
So I'm just going to cast last light on the horizon.
Yeah. Make a big hole.
It's Megan, Holla, whatever what your name is. This is TTRPG. I have to be heavy-handed as fuck. Have you tried being subtle when you're a GM? It doesn't fucking work.
That is
Tell us about the door
so
some
valid.
more.
All right, so that was season 4, episode 6, Dawn of a New Age of Quest, the Soaring City. I'm Nat. I've been your guide. If you liked this and liked this game, we're Quest affiliates. You can use our code NOINITIATIVE, all caps, no spaces, for 10% off anything in the Adventure Game Store, which is where you find Quest. They also have this lovely thing where if you buy the PDF, you can dock the entire price of the PDF from a purchase of the physical game later on. That's what I did. Got the PDF, loved it, got a physical book. Great. Alternative from there, we also put out a podcast on Wednesdays. You can follow us at twitch.tv. Not Twitch. You can follow us on Twitter at NoInitiativeTV. Wow, words. And we release new podcasts on Wednesdays. That's still back in season 1. It's catching up. You can see the early days before we got all edgy and jaded.
We're not technically the heroes of Starfall Spire yet.
Yeah. I can't believe the Baron called me edgy. This is unacceptable.
That was so
So
perfect.
good.
I can't believe that the
Unacceptable.
Baron can see through you so easily.
The living skeleton called you edgy, calling
I
you
know.
out so
I mean,
hard.
That was
Irony.
really the line that told me, all right, I guess the Baron knows what's up, doesn't he?
I guess we should just submit at this point.
Beyond that, I've been your guide. I'm Nat. You can follow me at CrimeNat to see the other stuff I do. And if you liked this, I play in a game on Fridays, twitch.tv/FinTheBin. Is there too. It's pretty cool. We play Spire. That's me. Why don't I pass this over to Robert?
Yo. As was said earlier by an NPC, I'm Robert. You can find me on the internet at Voices of Robert. I play a Pokemon Radical Red game every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch, except the last 2 Tuesdays. I've been sick and stuff. Doesn't really matter. But I will be there tomorrow, so if you like Pokemon and you like ROM hacks and you like them being ridiculously hard and watching somebody struggle for 3 hours, come on over. Also, you can find me here every Monday at 6:30, and unless it's a different time zone for you, and it's not. But yeah, I mean, honestly, right now, that's about it. I'm gonna go to sleep while giving this to Megan, who's right below me.
Hello. I'm Megan, and I've been Lena, your master of bad decisions. You can find me most places you can find a person on the internet at MeganLynFTW. You can find me here, obviously. You can also find me on Sunday at twitch.tv/Colonomicon playing in a one-shot of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I'm so excited. You can also find me a week from tomorrow, so the last Tuesday of the month, on my show Unprepared, where I facilitate jamless and prepless games for a rotating cast of whoever I can trick into coming and playing games with me. This month we are playing One Last Fight, which was designed by my incredible friend Ethan. I'm very, very excited about it. You can also find me, as well as the amazing Sam and Izza, On Protean City Comics, and their new comics line, The Incidentals. All 3 of our hero files dropped today, so you can meet our 3 kids. The remaining 2 members of the team's hero files will drop tomorrow, and then the first episode will drop on Wednesday. So you can check that out. Protean City Comics, wherever you find podcasts. We're all very, very excited about it. And I am also an indie game designer. You can find any of my games at meganlynftw.itch.io. They're pretty cool if you want to play them. And I think that's it. I have talked far too long, so I will pass it on over to the incomparable, amazing, wonderful, incredible Izza, the custodian of my one brain cell. My other half, my long lost twin. Take it away.
American twin. Hey, I'm Izza. If you want to find more of what I do, you can follow me at Evil Clever Dog on Twitter and Instagram, and also on YouTube. My YouTube is also Evil Clever Dog. I'm a cosplayer and designer, so I make videos about making cool things. I just released a video where I made Avor's Raven Clan shield from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so you can go and check that out, please. I worked really hard on it. As well as the couple of things, thank you. As well as the couple of things that Megan and Nat have already mentioned that I'm in with them. I also do a bunch of other stuff because I do too many projects. That's always the thing. I'm part of Asians Represent Critical Read Al Qadim. We just had an episode on Saturday where we did a sort of like nice chilled Eid episode. And then the next one will be the 3rd Saturday of next month. As well as that, I am part of Chloe Masheter's new project, Along a Me, which they just announced on their Twitter today at Chloe Masheter. So if you want to go check that out and you can like join the mailing list, we're making sort of like collaborative world building games, and it's the first time I've ever been involved in designing games, and I'm terrified and also excited. So go check that out too. And also on Saturday, May the 22nd, I am going to be on Satine Phoenix's all-day birthday D&D stream, which is like a series of one-shots, and I'm going to be in the one that starts at 10 a.m. PDT, which is 6 p.m. BST, with a bunch of awesome people, including Sophia, who's also on Asians Represent, and people like Critical Bud and Jacob Buds from XP to Level 3. It's such a cool group of people, and I'm very excited, so come join us for that. I think that's all of my projects. Nunu, you go.
Sure thing. Yeah, I'm Nunu. I played Zayke today, the Charmblade, and every week, actually. You can find me online, where you find people online, at jnunutex. And currently ongoing, this is the only project I have, but there are big things coming. I can't speak about them just yet, but I think towards, I don't know, beginning of June, things will start to surface, but I'll let you know. Just keep an eye out, follow me, and you'll find everything. It's gonna be big.
They're exciting.
Exciting and big. Sam, go.
Hey everyone, I am Sam. I was Ro. Today you can find me on Twitter at @TheSamWisest. I am, hold on, I mixed up my usernames for a second. The Sam Wisest on Twitter. I am the Samwise Game G here on Twitch. I'm the accessibility director here at the Chromatic Chimera. You can see me streaming on Wednesdays right here where I play Woven Realm, which is our 13th Age campaign. Make sure to check that out. I will be in the incidentals with Izza and Megan. And otherwise, that's all that I've got definitely going on right now. I am working on a masked podcast here at Chromatic Chimera called Curio Academy, so follow me for updates about that. And I think we already covered our podcast, so that's all I got.
That's us.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
us.
That is us.
We did it.
Today's session was
We did it, team.
a little wild.
We saved the day. Everything's fine now.
Yeah,
Everything
did
No,
it.
so I have a mild confession. That whole thing with the Baron warping the city to the realm of shattered light, entirely unplanned. I just kind of started saying words. I'm like, is this what's happening? Is this the words? I guess we're doing this now.
I don't
Well-
like it. I don't like it one bit.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah.
Yes,
I love
this might as well happen.
Sure.
No.
A small peek behind the GM curtain. Sometimes my words just happen before my brain is caught up to them.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. All right,
Well,
well, I think we're
alrighty.
gonna raid our friends over at Critical Misses on our way out.
Yes, as
So
always,
Yeah.
thank you for hanging out, everyone. You are all amazing. We will see you next week.
Yeah, see you next Monday. We love you all.
Bye.